you working a dead-end job and your boss is getting on your fucking nerves? Is your coworker severely close to getting bitch slapped? Are you waiting on a stimulus check so you can stop eating Spam and noodles? Are you strongly considering stripping to pay your bills? If so, I have some dirty ones. Just kidding. In the next few minutes, you will enter the mind of a man that was pushed to the limit due to the recession. I would now like to introduce to you the student. Shitty thoughts.
After an hour of sitting in my new cell, the inmate next door starts throwing shit through my vent.
Ha ha, nigga, give this shit pie. Yeah, taste that. Yeah, you like that shit. Eat that shit, like that shit. Yeah, nigga, just have me some milk, nigga, and some cone. Got some shit with some cone in it, and some greens. You better like that shit. Just run it too. Ha ha, I originated Duke Brown.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Hey, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up when I get out this bitch. Stop putting shit in my vent. Hey, yo, God. Yo, God. Yo, the motherfucker next door is putting shit in my vent, and I can't even breathe in this motherfucker. Hey, yo, all I could hear was laughing next door as the stench got stronger and stronger. I was bawling. Hey, yo, I was heated. I grabbed my pillowcase and wrapped it around my face. And I called for the guards, but no one came. They just ignored my ass. Hey, yo, I banged on the wall next door and almost broke my damn hand. So I started kicking the wall, hoping the noise would stop that fool from next door from pumping his shit through my vent. But my threats and my banging didn't stop him. Yo, I started gagging in this motherfucker. Prison was hell. This shit was not for me. I had only been there a week, and I felt like I was going crazy. Too much shit was happening, and I couldn't deal with all of this manipulation. Just yesterday, some fool gonna try me for my shoes. He approached me while I was working out in the yard. He had about 3 of his homies with him, pumping his head up to fuck with me.
Hey, yo, what's good? What up?
Hey, man, you see that nigga over there?
Yeah, that pretty nigga right there.
Oh, baby hair ass nigga.
Yeah, baby hair, man. Let's go fuck that nigga.
Yeah, man, let's go fuck with him, man.
Nah, let's fuck that nigga.
I'm gonna put some skinny jeans on that nigga.
Let's go fuck that nigga.
Fuck him.
Aight, cut. Put it up. Aight, cut. Put it up. One more. Aight, you got one more. Aight, come on. Stop here, bitch. Put it up. Come on, one more.
Hey, yo, cutie with the big booty. What size shoe do you wear?
Nigga, I wear your size.
Give him up.
Man, fuck you. I look like a bitch to you. Kiss my ass.
I see you haven't heard about me. I don't kiss asses. I fuck them.
Is there a problem?
Nah, man. Ain't no problem, officer. We just complimented him on his shoes.
Well, move it along, convicts.
Hey, man, listen. I appreciate that, man.
No problem. Just doing my job. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
So I bent over to pick up my dumbbells, and I felt some nigga squeeze my ass. So I'm like, what the fuck? I turned around, and the guard was standing there smiling. I tightened my fist because I was about to deck that nigga, but I stopped myself. Then he gonna wink at me and say,
"Welcome to prison, sweetheart."
Hell no. Oh, shit.
That's why I use my pee-pee tonight.
Yo, I heard laughing in the background. I turned around and it was them same motherfuckers that tried to take my shoes. The guard and them pussies set me up. It was a bitch check. They wanted to know if I was a soft nigga. It was at that moment that I knew I had to gain some alliances. With a pillowcase wrapped around my face and shit in my vent, I reflected on how I got in this situation.
Give me the fucking money right now. Please don't give it.
Yeah, bitch. Listen, Chris, I'm really fucking feeling you and you fucking gaming.
Stay, Chris. Stay.
You haven't been putting the Lord first.
It's a full fucking day. Yo, my life is definitely determined by the choices I made. Unfortunately, I made too many bad ones. Some behaviors would argue that humans ain't got no free choice, and we the result of our environment. I don't believe in none of that. Once all this recession BS started happening, life became one big-ass science experiment. Some would call it social Darwinism, and others be talking about survival of the fittest and dog-eat-dog. To me, my dude, it was all the same, and I was exposed to it early at Kush College.
Graduation.
It was the graduation day for Kush College. I had just walked across the stage, receiving my bachelor's degree in psychology. My father planned to come to my graduation for months, and I did not want to let him down. So for the last couple of weeks, I decided to buckle down and skip a couple parties just to make sure I fulfilled my promise. Man, how I wish my mom could see me now. She walked out on me when I was 4. My father never talked about their relationship much, and I never asked. All I know is that she left him because he ain't have enough money for her. I guess that's why he pushed me so hard to get an education. As I walked across that stage, nostalgia began to flood my memory. I recalled some of the lessons, the people, and events that occurred during my matriculation at Cush, and I tell you, I will never forget them. Cush College was located within the projects of the SWAT. You know, that's Southwest Atlanta. As we walked to classes, people within the neighborhood would look at us sideways. I guess they thought we were better than them because we attended college. Oh, and this shit was crazy. You thought that was bad. Every year at Halloween, some of the residents in the neighborhood would throw eggs and water balloons at us while we walked to our classes. For the first couple of years, I put up with it and raced to my classes. But this year, my boys and I decided to fight back. We filled up some super soakers with grape soda, and we hosed them niggas the fuck down. The divide between the college students and the residents of the surrounding neighborhood was ridiculous. I guess the residents felt that we were snobby-nosed conformists that flaunted a false sense of success. In reality, we wasn't no different. The only difference was opportunity and guidance. Some of the residents of the neighborhood worked as our cooks, maintenance workers, and clerical staff. The situation created jealousy and resentment. I guess they thought we were really rich, but we was far from that. We were dependent on refund checks. You may as well call them welfare checks. We didn't know how to function without them. For hours and hours, students schemed, fought, and manipulated for their positions in the financial aid line. If a person fell asleep in line, shit, that was their ass. Too bad. Nobody would wake them up. We would just take their position. Some people tried to hold spots in line for their friends that was at home sleep. Yeah, but that never went well with black people in line. Nah, some of us had been in line since 6 in the morning. We were not about to let no motherfucker cut the line because they ain't feel like waking up early.
Excuse me, let me get back in my spot.
Oh, wait, who?
You. Excuse me. I was standing here.
I know you are not talking to me.
I'm talking to you. I went to the bathroom. I
don't
came back
care where
and you're
you went.
standing here in my
I've
spot.
been here since 8 o'clock this morning waiting on a $5,000 refund check. You are not going to play me right now, honey. You can move to the back of the line.
I don't care how long you've been standing here or what time you got here or how much money you waiting on. I've been here since 7:30 and I'm going to stand back in my spot.
You could have been here since Moses, bitch. You are not getting in front of me.
I don't care if you came here with Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I'm going to stand in my spot.
Honey, you have got the wrong
No,
one.
you got the wrong one.
Hey, ladies.
What?
Both of y'all need to step out of line.
Nope, I don't think so. She better.
Who are you,
You better
Hey.
get over it.
What are you, security? You ain't no real cop.
Yes, I am.
You better take her out of line.
No, look, you better get over it because I'm going to stand here.
Them politically savvy students used their institutional connections and were discreetly escorted through the back door to get their paperwork processed.
Hello, right this way for you.
The financially privileged students bypassed that entire process and used their wealth or family name to handle financial affairs over the phone. After we received our magical checks, we were rushed to the mall to go get fresh. You dig? I wish I would have put some of that money to real use. I should have invested that money and collaborated with other students and bought some land or office space or housing or something. I was too busy worrying about keeping up with the crowd and staying fly. Now, with that being said, I wouldn't have changed a thing. I enjoyed my collegiate experiences, and I was ready to take over the world. I felt entitled after I got that degree. I was ready to begin my professional career and embrace my 6-figure income, baby. Let the volley commence, it is.
Next episode.
It was another typical Sunday at the Soul Food Cafe. Ooh, man, I hated working there. Sunday was the worst day of the week to work. It was packed, and most of our clientele were coming in from church. I had never seen so many crooked wigs and crooked attitudes all in one place. I never understood why they were so mean. I always wanted to pull them aside and ask them, hey, You just came in from church. Didn't you learn anything? These were the worst people to wait on, boy. Phew. They were demanding complainers who, by the way, tipped very horribly. It had been 2 years since I graduated from college, and I'd been wasting my time waiting tables because I couldn't find a decent job. Now, I was a certified actor who was phony with everyone just to gain a couple of scraps. I never believed that a $60,000 education would lead to this. I thought Atlanta was the land of opportunity for educated blacks. I thought wrong. I barely made enough money to pay my bills and repay my student loans. It's gotta be a better way.
So, Megan, you think Sean's going to give you next week off?
Girl, I don't know. I talked to him earlier about it, and he's tripping. He said the restaurant wouldn't be covered if I left. Plus, he said he's having problems with everyone's scheduled requests.
Well, didn't Warren already buy your plane ticket?
Yeah, but I'm not worried about it, though. I'm pretty sure that things will work out in my favor.
What makes you so sure?
Let's just say I know how to handle Sean.
So, what are your plans for Miami?
Well, Warren is taking me shopping, and we're just going to hang out on South Beach.
I thought you said you were not going to date any more rappers.
Girl, he ain't no rapper. He plays for the Dolphins. And yeah, I'm done fooling with industry niggas.
Okay, what's the difference? They both have groupies.
Yeah, you right. But athletes have real money. I'm looking for stability.
Oh, man, I'm tired of this shit. Yo, this don't make no fucking sense. $4 on a $60 tab. Yo, I ain't come here for this shit, man. I'm done with these cheap-ass niggas.
Boy, calm down. Maybe it's not them with the problem. Maybe it's your service.
Shit, you crazy? I'm the best servant in this bitch.
Okay, so then why aren't your tips reflecting it?
Well, okay. One, I'm not a female, so niggas ain't gonna splurge on me like they do y'all. And two, I ain't kissing no ass for some sleazy-ass dollars. And by the way, did you paint those pants on today?
Boy, whatever.
Hey, yo, how much did you make?
$200.
Shit, my point exactly.
See, you need to stop being bitter. It's not attractive.
Shit, my B. It's just that I'm tired of this shit. Yo, it's getting real old. Yo, I did not go to college to serve some sweet-ass iced tea and some fried chicken. Do I look like Chicken George to you?
Well, your lips are white like his. You want some chapstick?
Shit, for real. You playing, right?
No, I'm not playing. That's why you haven't been making any money. It looks like you've been kissing a chalkboard. Anyway, you can have my last table if you want it. It's a table of 12, so you should be good.
Yo, that's what's good. I'm gonna take them.
But before you go, put this chapstick on. I don't want you frightening the customer.
Embarrassed, I put the chapstick on and head over to the table, optimistic about earning some extra money and to go over the specials.
Excuse me, young man. We don't have time for all of that. We have to be at the theater in 30 minutes for a play, and we need our food as fast as possible.
Well, do you all know what you would like? I can take your order right now so you guys can get out of here in time for your play.
Can you give us a minute?
Yeah, sure. I'll be right over here chilling in the corner. When you need me, just give me a wave. I couldn't help but walk away and think, why in the hell would you come into a restaurant 30 minutes before a motherfucking play? And why would you try to rush me and you ain't even ready to order? 5 minutes go by and they call me over to take their order. I take everyone's orders and get their drinks. Like I expected, when the meals come out, the issues come up.
Excuse me, young man. My food is cold.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me take it back and get you another one, okay? I pick up the plate and head toward the kitchen when another person at the table asks for something.
Can I get some hot sauce?
Man, she didn't even bother to look on the table and see the hot sauce right next to her damn elbow. In the best polite voice I can muster up, I say, ma'am, the hot sauce is right next to your arm. She looks down and she finds the hot sauce, so now she's embarrassed. I turn back around and head to the kitchen to get a new plate for the young lady.
Oh, I don't want this.
I turned back around and asked, what's wrong with it?
I don't know, but her smothered chicken looks way better than my baked chicken.
Okay, I'll get you a smothered chicken. Just hand me your plate and I'll get you what you need.
Can I have some more cornbread?
Yes, sir. I'll get that for you. How many would you like?
2.
He hasn't even started on the cornbread that he had on his plate, and he asking for more. So I return with a new plate of food for the young woman, and I give it to her. I ask if the food is acceptable. She takes a bite, and she seems pleased and gives me the thumbs up. Then I drop off the smothered chicken to the other lady. Next, I hand the gentleman his 2 extra pieces of cornbread. Okay, does anyone need anything else?
Do you have any soy sauce for these vegetables?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We don't have it. 2 new guests sit in my section, and I go over to take their drink orders. I get their order and make my way toward the drink station. Unfortunately, my progress is interrupted by the ghetto table yelling out their requests.
Can I have a refill?
I look down at the 32-ounce cup, and not even a quarter of the damn drink had been consumed. Then I look down the table and see the rest of the party pick up their glasses and start sucking their drinks down so they can get a refill as well. I grab 4 new cups from the drink station and refill their drinks. Plus, I complete the other 2 drink orders for my new table. I come back and drop off the 4 refills and head over to deliver my new table their drinks. Are you ready to order?
Yes, baby. I want 4 neck bones, some mac and cheese, and...
Excuse me, can I have some extra?
Honey, that was rude. I don't play that.
Go somewhere.
Just a moment. I'm sorry about that. Couldn't hear your order. You said you wanted 4 neck bones and a side of macaroni and what else?
Ooh, baby, your neck looks so good. Speaking of neck bones, I just want to sop you up with a biscuit. I have me some... excuse me, my throat is a little parched from last night. I got some caught in my throat, if you know what I mean, honey. I have me some collard greens, baby.
And what can I get you, sir?
I have some fried gizzards, some yams and black eyed peas.
Okay, thank you. It'll be right up. I head to the service station and pick up a stack of napkins and give them to the old man.
Excuse me, can I have a bowl filled of hot water and lemon so I can wash my hands?
Hey, yo, what the So I bite my tongue. Yes, sir. I'll be right back with that for you. So I bring his old ass back his lemons and his hot water. And I see that everyone has finished their food. So I pick up their plates and take them to the kitchen. After I dump their plates into the dishwasher, I head to the front of the restaurant to the computer and print out their bill. I place the bill in the middle of the table, and one of the women pick up the bill and looks at it with a disturbed look on her face. I ignore her facial expression and walk toward the kitchen to check my other table's food. And then all of a sudden, the lady yells out,
Excuse me.
Shit, what is it now? So I turn around. Yes?
These bills need to be separated. And can you hurry up? We need to catch a plate in 5 minutes.
Here we go again. The people at the table started screaming out their orders.
I had
And I want a side of
Okay, everyone, hold on. I want to make this as quick as possible for you all so you can catch the play. Do you all have cash?
Yes. Yeah, I got it somewhere.
I think.
So.
I don't even know.
Okay, listen.
Get my stimulus check, man.
Listen, the bill is $240. Since you all are here together, how about everyone divide the bill by 12 and everyone just put down a 20?
Nah, I'm not even doing that. My food was only $12. I am not paying for anybody else's meal.
Now, Sean, the manager on duty, heads over to the table.
Excuse me, is there a problem?
Yeah, there's a problem. We need to get our bills separated.
I understand that, ma'am, but we have a policy placed on the front of the menu that indicates we cannot separate checks for parties of 6 or more. You actually have a party of 12, and it's actually going to take the server a long time to separate your tickets. He's going to end up neglecting his other table.
The lady sits up and erects her position and starts to get loud.
He needs to learn how to multitask. We need our checks separated, especially if you expect us to pay the 18% gratuity. The service and food weren't even that great. He didn't even ask if we wanted dessert.
Okay, ma'am, no problem. I'll handle it for you.
Thank you.
So Sean pulls me to the side and says,
Why didn't you ask them if they wanted dessert?
Man, they ain't want no dessert. Them broke ass niggas rushed me to take their order so they could make it to that nigga fest up the street. I ain't got time for this.
Hey, look, Chris, just separate the bills for them and get them on out of here as fast as you can. It's obvious that they're ignorant.
Alright, yo, but can you please watch my tables while I separate them, cause it's gonna take me a minute to do this.
No problem. I
head to the computer terminal to separate the bills. While working on the separations, I look up and notice that 2 different tables have been filled in my section at the same time. Fuck. Now I'm behind. I have 2 more tables that have not been helped, and my other table is still waiting on their neck bones and fried gizzards. I look over to see if my manager Sean is helping me out, but he's at another table flirting with some hood rat shit. My new tables began looking around to see if anyone is going to greet them. I asked 2 of my co-workers if they could go greet the tables for me, but they said they were too busy to help me out. I put the separation on hold and rush over to the 2 tables to take their drink and food orders. I go back to the computer and put their orders in quickly. Sean comes up from behind me and taps me on the shoulder.
Hey, Chris, table 2 is complaining that they've been waiting a while for their food.
Oh, snap. Yeah, the neck bones and the gizzards, right?
Yeah.
Yo, it's in the window. Can you please get that for me? Yo, I got a double set over there, and I haven't even gotten my drinks yet. Plus, I'm still trying to separate this check.
Check this out. Stop working on that check and go get your drinks, and I'll drop off your food for you.
Hey, yo, good looking out, Sean.
So I'm rushing off to the drink station to get my drinks. I fill up a Coke, a Sprite, a sweet tea, and a lemonade. On my way back to the front of the dining room, I noticed that the party at 12 is gone. I didn't worry though, because there was money hanging out of the check presenter on the table. Sean must have finished the separations and gave them their bill. I dropped the drinks to my tables and head over to the table to see if their neck bones and gizzards were okay.
Hey, excuse me. I apologize for it taking a while to get your food. Now, we have a new cooking crew in the kitchen tonight, and they're still learning.
Oh, it's okay, baby. Everything is fine. You got that barbecue sauce on your neck, and you looking mighty tasty still.
I walk over to the party of 12's table and pick up the check presenter. To my surprise, I found a whole bunch of 1s and 5s in the presenter, and it only added up to $80. I run out the back door to see if I could catch them in the parking lot, but they was nowhere to be found. So I run around the restaurant to see if they were in the front, but them cats had already dipped. I walk back inside the restaurant to find Sean. I head back into the kitchen where the manager's office is, and I knock on the door.
That's Monday. Got Monday off.
You like that?
Just eating on them teeth.
Okay, baby.
Don't scrape it.
What about the week? I'm trying to...
A little deeper. You got deep throat that.
Damn, baby.
Don't fight it.
Got a big.
You should see my balls.
Oh, yeah. Slurp and burp.
You like that, baby?
Yeah, I like that. Hey, man, excuse that gray hair. I forgot to dye it this week.
It's okay, babe.
Still think I'm a young man, but the brother's balls is getting old.
So I open up the door, and to my surprise, there goes Megan on her knees, and now she rushing out quickly trying to wipe her mouth off. And Sean tries to conceal himself.
Shit. Hey, Chris. Sean, I guess I'll talk to you later. And don't forget about the schedule.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? I'm over here busting my ass and you getting your dick sucked in the office. Yo, I mean, the shit is cool, but when we're not busy, but you need to get out here.
Hey, man, what you talking about? What's the problem?
Hey, yo, the problem is that I just got jerked for $160 and you ain't nowhere to be found. What's good with you?
Hey, man, you tripping, man. I'm in here working on the schedules. Hey, don't cut me off, man. I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to get me some sexual eruption, and you over here messing up my concentration, bruh.
I mean, I could see that now, but I thought you should know that my party at 12 only left $80 in the check presenter, and they bounced.
Man, calm down.
Hey, my G, I am calm.
Well, you know our policy on walkouts, right?
Hey, yo, I ain't paying for this shit. You better go and take like 75% off that ticket or something.
I can't, man. Corporate is getting on management about comps and voids.
Man, get the fuck out of here. You wasn't thinking about that shit when you bought them dirty-ass bras up here last night.
Dirty? Man, come on, man. Check me out. You know I only deal with classy bras. But you know what? Check this out. I got something for you. Clock out, run your report, and just get the fuck on out.
Yo, my G, you kidding me, right?
Nah, I'm not. You're fired. Turn in your money and get the fuck on out.
You fucking hater, yo. I knew you was still mad about last week. That's why you a bitch-ass nigga. Hey, yo, so what? She gave me the number. That shit don't even matter. Yo, there's like a gazillion fucking women out here in Atlanta, and your ass can't handle rejection. You need to take your panties off and put on some drawers. Matter of fact, fuck that. You need to come out the closet, you down low motherfucker.
Sean just stood there looking stupid. I turned around and walked towards the front of the kitchen. I could see the servers and cooks turn away real quick, acting like they wasn't listening. Nobody really knew what went down. All they knew was that I went off. As I walked to the computer terminal, everyone in the kitchen stopped talking and monitored my every move. I transferred my tables to the other servers and turned in my credit card receipts and cash payments to Sean. In addition, I paid that $160 that was missing from that $240 bill. If I didn't, according to Sean, I would have been arrested. Now that shit ain't make no sense. I didn't steal anything, they did. I should have slapped this bitch ass before I left. So I bust out the back door, I take off my apron and head to my car. And Tasha follows me outside and catches me before I take off.
Chris, what happened?
You really want to know what happened? Your boy Sean fired me because some coons left out and ain't paid $160, and I had to pay that shit.
So where was he? Why wasn't he helping you?
Man, that nigga was getting Happy Land in his pants. That's what was happening in the office by some shit.
What? You are lying. By who?
Whoever got a vacation next week, that's who.
Really? It is not that serious. Oh my goodness.
Shit, apparently it is. She must have Mastodome or something. But you better get your ass to work before he chop your ass off the block.
Shit, she said she was gonna get that day off. Damn, Chris, I'm gonna miss you.
Bamboozled.
Hello?
Hey, yo, Cat, what's the deal, B?
Trying to kick your mom out my house?
That's crazy, because your grandma denture stuck on my shit, dog.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man, what up?
Okay, you got me, okay. Your broke ass find a job yet?
Man, fuck you, nigga. I ain't got no damn job, nigga. That's why I ain't going out on no dates. But I did fill out an application the other day, though. And this nigga gonna say some dumb shit talking about he ain't hiring no dudes.
Man, was he black?
Yo, he was black. Yo, that's the funny shit, man. Guess he's trying to be the only rooster in the hen house, dog.
Damn, that's fucked up. Niggas can't take competition out here, man. These niggas tripping.
I feel you, yo. You know how Atlanta is, dog. Either you gotta be gay, look like you gay, or be a video vixen and get a job out here.
Yeah, man, I know how it is. Got my finance degree and can't get a job anywhere, man.
I feel you, dog. Hey, yo, peep how the car company called me, yo. Talking about they needed money for my car payment or whatever. I ain't have it. So they was like, if they don't get it in 2 weeks, they gonna come and take my joint. Tell me why, dog. I parked my joint a block away from my complex, bitch.
Man, at least you get some good ass exercise.
Man, motherfuck you, nigga. I'm good, man. I'm paranoid, yo. I can't walk outside without looking over my shoulder.
Man, how's your eating situation going, man? Because it's messed up for me, man. You're skinny like a motherfucker.
You, dog. Yo, I ain't eating like 4 days, though. I'm tired of going to the damn Chinese restaurant and sneaking out extra food from the buffet.
You need pay extra $7.50. You take tray, you need to pay. You black fella people come in here, you eat buffet, you don't pay.
You can't even do that, dog. I bring my own trays to the joint.
Man, that's ghetto as hell, man. You tripping.
Shit, I know it's hard out here, though. Hard out here, hard out here, hard out here.
Check this out. Did you hear about Mike?
Mike, yeah, the cat we went to school with. Mike, nah, what's up?
Man, that nigga went to the army.
For real? Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man, he couldn't pay his bills, man. He got his degree in business management and couldn't get a job anywhere, man. Had a girl and, shit. Pressure just got too hot for him, man. He couldn't take it.
For sure, man. I understand that, man.
Check this out, man. I heard about this job fair. You checking it out tomorrow?
Man, hell no, I ain't going to no damn job fair. It be the same tired-ass jobs up there, B. Nah.
Yeah, plus they don't never hire nobody, man. Even niggas be tripping.
For real.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna cut this short, man. I gotta go choke my chicken.
For sure, man. Yeah. All right, nigga. Well, I'm about to go get some pussy. For your mom's, all right. The
next morning comes around and the alarm goes off at 7 a.m. I hop out of bed to go to the bathroom and grab my clippers. I cut my hair and take my shower. After my shower, I put on my gray suit, a pinstripe white dress shirt, and a gray tie. I spray myself with a shot of cologne and make my way to the job fair. So I pull up to the World Congress Center, and parking was a bitch. I was unemployed and had to pay $10 to park at a job fair. This shit was crazy. After I get out of my car, I immediately see people speed walking to the job fair. I mean, it's serious, but not that serious. Some of these people look way too desperate. A chocolate-skinned, middle-aged woman zooms by me, walking and nearly twists her ankle. One of her heels from her shoes breaks off and rolls down the ramp off the parking garage. I can't help but to be amused by this, and I lightly laugh. She turns around to look and see if I notice her misstep, and I turn my head to the side and act like I didn't see a thing.
Shit, I just bought
As I
these
approach
pills.
the World Congress Center, I can see the line formed and it's wrapped along a wall leading up to the hall where the fair is being held. 90% of the people in line were black. I reach the line and everyone is pretty much sizing up each other like they about to get in a heavyweight bout. Some people look nervous, others look confident, but most of the people look broke. I couldn't believe that all the people woke up at the crack of dawn to search for a job. I finally realized that I was one of the thousands in Atlanta that needed a decent job. Compared to the looks of these people, I need to stop complaining. As I waited in line, I overheard people talking to each other about how they had their bachelor's degrees and experience in different fields and whatnot. Some of these people even had their master's degree and still couldn't find work. I realized that I wasn't alone in this battle. An hour and a half passed and I was almost to the front of the entrance to the hall.
The workers coordinating the event were letting in about 20 people at a time. There was a resume station to the left of the line where the job seekers could leave their resumes. I added my paperwork to the stack and began to psych myself up. All right, remember to smile, but not too big. Don't look like you faking it, though. Sell yourself. Project confidence, but not too confident. You don't want the interviewers to feel threatened. Pay attention to the employees and not the skirts floating around. Stay focused. You are not here to get phone numbers. They finally let me in the hall, and as soon as I got a glimpse of what was available, I wanted to walk right back out. There weren't really any jobs available. Most of the booths were just trying to sign up people for bank accounts, get rich quick schemes, and training.
The bomb, I you ain't gonna get that eviction notice on my door.
I started to head out when I saw a line of people waiting to speak to this middle-aged black woman at the Department of Labor booth. She had short black hair and was wearing a tan business suit. She was about 5'7" with heels and no wedding ring. Yeah, that was great. So now I could charm my way into a job. So you know me, I put my stroll on over there to find out what was going on.
Hello, everyone. Instead of talking to you all individually, I would like to talk to you as a group. My name is Barbara Stevenson, and I am the Human Resources Director of the Department of Labor. I am also a certified professional resume writer. I am sure most of you are concerned with getting employment with the Department of Labor. So if you are interested, you can take some of these handouts. These brochures have the employment website on them, and you can apply for positions online. If some of you wish, I can look over your resumes and show you where you should make some revisions. Unfortunately, we will not be doing any interviewing or hiring at this time.
After she went over her spill, some of the people got out of line and left while others took the handouts and stayed in line. Once she began to review resumes, she was cold-hearted. Miss Stevenson was snobbish and chastising grown-ass people like they were her children. The resumes couldn't have been that bad. You could tell that she was one of them Miss Know-It-Alls. No wonder she wasn't married. She started to lecture on how the majority of resumes she viewed were wrong and how improvement was needed.
I'm a certified resume writer with 15 years of experience. Employers are looking for certain formats, and the majority of you are handing me garbage.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She's so right. She's right. That is right. I know she didn't just snap on us. Resume writers kill me with that nonsense. Yes, she's a professional resume writer, but 99% of employers aren't. After that pounding, people still felt the need to sell themselves in front of this lady for a job. They were professional people who had qualifications that made me feel like a scrub. They went over their backgrounds, including education and work experience. It ain't matter. She told them all to apply online until this white guy came up and handed her his resume. I say he was about 45 years old. He had an old faded blue suit on and had dusty brown hair that was somewhat combed. I looked down at his shoes and he had some worn down loafers that his feet were too fat for because his shoes rolled over when he walked. He looked a hot mess. She reviewed his resume and did not say one bad thing about it. She began to smile again and started asking him questions about his background. Everybody in line, including myself, had that
"What the fuck?"
look on their face.
Mr. Adams, do you mind if I hold on to your resume?
Oh, no, ma'am.
I will give you a call later on this week about some positions.
Is it because I'm white, sugar?
No, sir.
You sure?
Definitely. Have a great day.
I think it's because I'm white.
I think it's because you have a wonderful resume. I like what I see, and I want to call you later on this week.
I like what I say, too. That fool walked off to the next employment booth, grinning from ear to ear.
What the fuck? Yo, man, I've been in line for 2 hours there. You want to know that? You don't want to do that then. You want to fuck with them bumper car then.
Fuck on everyone's face was priceless. No one said anything, but everyone was thinking the same damn thing. Hey, yo, I was so pissed off that I just bounced. I made my way to the parking lot, and I took my ass home. I pulled up to the crib and decided that I would just get another restaurant gig. Even though I didn't want to do that type of work anymore, I know that they were always hiring, and some dough was better than no dough. I just couldn't believe that I had a bachelor's degree in psychology and couldn't get a job anywhere. I could have worked at a group home, but they were basically paying minimum wage for counselors. Pop suggested that I should teach middle school algebra since I'm good with math. I did not want to sell the kids short because of my lack of passion for the profession. In addition, I ain't want to be blamed for student performance and behavior issues while some parents feel to take responsibility for raising their children. I felt so deceived. It would have been nice if someone had told me before I went to college that a degree didn't amount to anything. Man, I'll tell you, Kanye was right. I realized I needed to brush up on my networking skills. It's who you know that gets you in the door, right? Those case managers that I interviewed with last week didn't even have a college education. Now that I think of it, the majority of the people that I worked under had never even been to college. I walked into my crib and turned on the television, but there was nothing worth watching. I checked my answering machine. Damn, no messages. A job should have called by now. I applied everywhere.
Hello?
Hello, Christopher. How are you doing?
Hey, who this?
Take a wild guess.
Nope. I ain't falling for that one.
I looked down at the caller ID. It read Stacy Banks. Damn, I was hoping for a job, but, I mean, she'll do.
You got so many girls that you can't even keep up with them, huh?
Yo, it's not even like that.
I was just playing. I know I'm special.
Nah, what's good with you, Stacy?
I see you looked at the caller ID.
Man, get off of that.
So, what are your plans for tonight?
Man, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just gonna be chilling at the crib tonight, yo. I just came back from some bogus-ass job fair, and I'm about to go back out and look for some more jobs or whatever.
Oh, that's too bad. I was looking forward to coming over, but, I wouldn't want to interrupt.
Shit, Ma, you can bring your ass over at 10 tonight.
Okay, well, I'll be there.
I know you will.
Okay, now, let's not get beside ourselves.
I hang up the phone and call my girl, Kenya.
Hello?
Yo, what you up to?
Nothing. Eating lunch.
Where?
At home.
Man, stop lying. I know you better than that. Where are you eating at?
El Azteca. You think you know me or something?
Yeah, I know better to believe that you eating at home. You don't even know how a home-cooked meal tastes.
Well, how about you fix one for me and remind me?
Shit, you can forget about that. I'm the man. You need to be cooking for me.
Anyway, have you found a job yet?
Nah, man.
Good. I found one for you.
Where?
At the Noble Condominiums on 17th Street in Cream City. You will be a concierge. One of my customers came to the bank today complaining to his partner that he needed someone to fill a position right away at the front desk. Of course, I interrupted and told him that I knew someone with customer service skills that fit the bill. He gave me his number and told me to pass it along to you. He said to call him before 5.
Yo, I know I can count on you, yo. That's what's up, yo. But how much they pay, though?
10 an hour. I know it's not much, but it's a job.
Yeah, I know. What's the digits on there?
555-816-4526. His name is Craig.
Alright, cool. Let me hit you back. I'm about to hit him up.
All right. Call me back and let me know what happened.
Ain't no doubt.
Hey, yo, I cannot believe this. Kenya is putting me on. That shit hurt my pride, yo. It made me feel like I was less of a man. I couldn't let my pride get in the way of this one, though. I needed a job, and if I got it through her, then so be it.
Hello? Yes. Hi, sir. My name is Chris Powell, and I was calling
Yeah, Chris. Kenya, I think that's what her name was. She told me everything about you. I heard you was a service for some time, and you was looking for a job.
Yes, sir.
Can you be here tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can.
Okay, show up to the condominiums at like 5 o'clock sharp.
I will be there. Thank you.
Damn, that was weird. My dude was a fast talker. I couldn't even get a sentence out. He really must be desperate for some help. He didn't even interview me. Kenya must have put on that charm.
Hello?
Hey, yo, Kenya, what's the deal with old boy? He ain't even interview me.
For real? Are you serious?
Yeah, man. He told me to meet him at the condominiums tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Hey, yo, what did you tell him?
Nothing really. I just told him you were looking for a job and you had experience and that you were reliable. That's all.
You sure you wasn't twerking something at the telepost?
Whatever, nigga. Now you can start paying for more of these dinners.
Damn, is that all you think about? Eating out?
No. I think about Gucci, too.
Man, I don't know how much longer I could fool with you. I like my women in shape.
I'm not big.
I know, but you need to go over to your mom's house and take some cooking lessons. You gotta learn how to keep a man interested.
Yeah, and getting you a job wasn't enough, huh?
Here we go. I haven't even started working and you throwing that shit up in my face already?
Oh, you can dish it out, but you can't take it.
Hey, yo, whatever, yo. I'm gonna talk to you later.
Are you mad at me, Chris?
Nah, B, I'm good.
Tomorrow I'm gonna pick you up and we're going out for breakfast to celebrate.
Damn, if it ain't dinner, it's breakfast.
Stop complaining.
Don't you work tomorrow?
Nah, I'm off this Saturday. I work next Saturday. Remember? We alternate shifts on the weekend.
Alright, then, Ma. I'll see you tomorrow.
And Chris?
Yo, what up?
I love you.
The next morning, I'm in the bed with Stacy knocked out. There was a knock at the door, and it wakes the both of us up. I get up and look through the peephole, and it's Kenya. Damn, I forgot she was coming over. I walk back into the room and calmly get back in the bed.
Aren't you going to answer your door?
Nah,
Who is it?
it's nobody.
Well, then I'll just get the door for nobody.
Hey, yo, was this your crib? Last time I checked, it was my joint. And if I feel like more company, then I'm going to answer my door. Sit your ass down.
And so Stacy gets up to answer the door, and I grab her ass. I let go of her arm, and Stacy settles herself and gets back in the bed. The knocking stops. My cell phone starts vibrating. I silence it quick. I know it's Kenya. A voice message is left.
Chris, you know who this is. I don't know why you're not answering the damn phone or opening your damn door, but I'm gonna find out. I know your black ass in there because your car is parked in the parking lot. I'm going to my car to get your spare key, nigga.
Damn. I forgot I gave her a spare to my crib. I get out of bed and I grab Stacy's shit.
Oh my God, yo, you gotta leave. My girl get ready to come up here.
Your girl? I knew not to fuck with you. You need to get your shit together for real, Chris.
Man, whatever,
You
yo.
want some bullshit.
Yo, listen, just put your fucking clothes on, yo. Hey, yo, get in the pantry.
I'm not hiding in no motherfucking pantry.
Hey, yo, Ma, listen, she's strapped. You better hop your shit up in the pantry before she puts some hot ones in your ass.
I look out the window to the parking lot and I don't see Kenya. So I walk to the door and I crack it open and I see Kenya coming down the hall with my keys. Yo, I was lying, of course. Kenya wasn't strapped, but I had to say something to get her ass to hide. Plus, the pantry was the only place that I knew Kenya wouldn't search. My girl is allergic to anything that holds cooking supplies. Stacy grabs her purse, runs into the kitchen, and hops her little petite body into the pantry. I trot back in the room and get back in my bed.
What's going on? Chris, I knew you were here. Why didn't you answer the door or your phone?
Ma, what you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Don't play stupid with me.
I'm asleep. That's why I didn't answer the phone and I ain't hear the door.
Whatever, nigga. Where is she?
Where's who?
The bitch. You got a female in here somewhere. Where is she?
Yo, Ma, stop tripping. Ain't nobody in here.
Something ain't right. I can feel it.
Man, well, if something ain't right, then snoop around.
I'll do that.
I lay my head back on the pillow and try to chill, but my heart was racing 100 miles an hour. I was nervous as shit. Kenya walks into my closet and finds nothing. She looks under my bed and finds nothing. She opens the bathroom door and pulls the shower curtain and finds nothing. While all this is happening, Stacy is in the pantry not knowing what to expect. Kenya walks into the living room, which is connected to the kitchen. I walk out of the room all cocky, talking big shit. See, I told you nobody was here, so stop being paranoid.
Whatever. I came over here so we could go out for breakfast. Remember?
Yeah, that's cool. Let me just put on my sweats and I'll be ready.
Aren't you gonna take a shower?
Nope. I washed my balls off after the girl left.
Ha ha. Very funny. Let's go.
I put on my sweatsuit and Kenny and I left for breakfast.
I hop out the pantry and go to the window to see if Chris's car has left yet. As I watch the car drive off, I let out a gasp of relief. Whew, that was close. As I walk out the door, I see Chris text me. It reads,
Good looking out. Be back at the crib tonight for round two.
My first thought after reading that message was to tear up all of his shit. But for some reason, I kind of admired him, how he was so cool and calm about the whole situation. For some weird reason, it kind of turned me on. I knew that he had another girl all along. I just avoided the reality of it. I don't want someone that no one else wants. I've been in this position several times before, and I'm sure this time I can mold him into the man I need.
rude awakening.
I arrived back home from breakfast with Kenya, and I tell her to head on home because I wanted to watch football without being interrupted. You know what I mean? And I didn't even bother to pull out my keys because I knew it was unlocked. I opened the door, and to my surprise, Stacy was right in front of me in the doorway.
Hey, boo. Hey, yo, what you doing here, yo? You scared the shit out of me. You supposed to be gone.
Calm down. I just thought I might surprise you.
Well, I don't like no damn surprises.
I see.
Yeah, what if Kenya was right here with me?
Oh, so her name is Kenya. How cute.
Yeah, I swear, what is it that you want?
I can't believe you. You such a fucking dog.
Fuck you.
How you gonna text me some shit? Oh, yeah, get ready for round 2. And now you questioning why I'm here. I really should have fucked up all your shit for having me hide in the fucking pantry. What type of shit is that?
Hey, yo, Ma, I put you in the only place that she wouldn't look. You know my girl can't cook, so stop bitching.
That is true. She can't cook.
But you could cook, though.
Thank you.
That's why I had you over tonight.
This shit is not funny. You turn it into a fucking joke.
Yo, your lasagna was banging.
Listen, Chris, I'm really fucking feeling you, and you fucking gaming.
I only feel your pussy.
Well, you never gonna be feeling that shit again if you can't be honest. I mean, damn, if you had a girlfriend, you could have just said some shit. I knew you had a bitch all along. I'm still here, though. So what's up? What's it gonna be?
Okay, is that it?
Are you serious? Are you really fucking serious?
Yo, Ma, you can really just get your shit and leave.
What? I can't fucking believe you. You're such a fucking asshole and all that shit. My mama left me and
you said, yo, what? Hey, yo,
you
listen, yo, stop talking. Don't talk about my fucking mother. Now you can really take your shit and get the fuck out of my house.
Who the fuck you getting buffed with? I wish you would put your motherfucking hands on me.
Ain't nobody gonna touch your ass, bitch. Just get the fuck out of my house. You don't cross the fucking line.
You screwing my brains out a couple of hours ago. Now you want me to get the fuck out.
Hey, yo, bitch, it was just dick. Get the fuck out. Go find some other dick. Fuck out of here.
Oh, you talking big shit. What if I call Kenya? You still be talking that big
I don't give a
shit?
fuck, yo. Get the fuck out of my house.
You don't give a fuck about nothing.
Yo, fuck
and
you.
that shit's gonna get you in trouble
Hey,
one day,
fuck
Chris.
you. I don't give a
One day
fuck.
you gonna get in some real fucking shit you can't get out of. Fuck you.
Fuck you too. Just like I did last night.
So I go to my answering machine and there's a new message displayed on it, so I check it out.
Hey man, this is Sean. Give me a call back at the restaurant when you get this.
He was the last person I expected to call. I call him back to see what he wanted.
Thank you for calling Soul Food Cafe. This is Jennifer speaking.
Hey, Jennifer, what's going on? This is Chris. Is Sean available?
One moment, please.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, B.
I have some good news for you.
Yo, what's good?
Man, you can come back to work if you bartend this private party for me at my house, you know what I'm saying?
Let me guess. You couldn't get anyone else to do it. So you called my fired ass up and tried to get me to do you a favor?
Man, Chris, it's not even like that, man. Chill
Man,
out.
whatever, nigga. I'll see you when I see you.
I cannot believe the nerve of some people. Damn, I needed the money, but not that bad. My pops always told me not to burn bridges, but I ain't care. I had a job lined up and my luck was about to change. 4 o'clock rolled around and I had just finished watching the Raiders whip the Patriots' asses 48-28. I took a shower and got ready to meet Craig. All I needed to do was put on my shoes. I developed versatility in my apparel due to my exposure to African American professionals. I wanted to have my shit together like them, so occasionally I dressed like them. I left the crib at about 4:10. Leaving at this time was considerably early because I lived on Boulevard in Cabbagetown. It would only take me about 10 minutes to get to Cream City. I couldn't help it. I wanted to make a good impression.
As I pulled up to the condominiums, I was amazed at how nice they were. I couldn't find anywhere to park because everything was blocked off due to construction in the area. So I parked in front of some townhomes up the street. I walked to the front of the condos and pulled on the handle of one of the glass doors. The door wouldn't budge, so I pulled the other handle and that didn't move either. A voice came over the loudspeaker outside.
Young man in the buttholes, what you need?
Yes, I'm here to meet Craig for a 5 o'clock interview.
Nigga, you early. It's 4:20, you supposed to be here around 5.
I thought to myself, no shit, Sherlock. But I didn't want to get an attitude with this guy because I didn't know who he was.
Yes, sir, I know I'm early. Can you please let me in?
Overachieving, nigga. Alright, come on in.
As I walked into the marble floor lobby, I saw these digital paintings on flat screens that were changing repeatedly. I looked to my right and saw the concierge desk and this old black man in a black suit behind the counter. His name tag said Cliff.
Hey, how you doing, Cliff? I'm here to meet Craig.
Oh, so you can breathe. I know who you are. Sit down over there and I'm gonna call him up for you.
Damn motherfuckers are rude around here. Yo, he lucky I need this job, but it would be a serious misunderstanding up in here. I went over and sat on a padded bench in the lobby and chilled. Cliff picked up the phone and called Craig. I turned my attention to the news being showed on the television above the concierge desk. 5:25 rolled around, and Craig hadn't arrived yet. I can't stand when people are late, especially when I'm early.
Excuse me, do you know when Craig is coming?
No, I just called him to let him know you here. But all I got was this answer machine. Got my balls itching.
Well, if you don't mind, can you please call him again?
Could you lick my balls again?
Cliff frowned up his face and picked up on the phone and started dialing. I stood there right in front of the desk anticipating some kind of information as to when Craig would arrive.
Hey, this is Cliff at the concierge desk. There's a young man here waiting to see you.
See, this was great. Cliff had finally reached him.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Chris Powell.
Oh, there's some girl here named Christina here. Oh, I'm sorry. Christopher Powell here to see you.
Hey, man, what happened? Why'd you hang up?
Got his voicemail again. I guess he just running late.
I walked over to the bench and sat down. I could not believe it. I was getting the same old runaround. I'm tired of this shit. I got up and headed up to the front desk and told Cliff that if Craig ever showed up, to tell him to give me a call. I wrote my number on the notepad on the desk and I handed it to Cliff. And he nodded his head and said okay, and I headed out the door. Wait a minute. I had Craig's number on me. I call him myself. I dial a number.
Concierge desk, this is Cliff speaking.
Oh, man, my bad, Cliff. I was trying to reach Craig. I thought that this was his number.
You thought wrong.
I know this motherfucker didn't just do that. You see, he lucky he an old timer. I'm gonna be cool and I'm gonna walk to my car.
What Chris didn't know is that he was supposed to be my replacement, dumb bitch. When Chris asked me to call Craig, I was just calling myself and leaving messages. Craig had told me to reschedule the interview, but shit, I had my Viagra last week, got my bigger back, ain't no need for the motherfucker. Shit, I protected my motherfucking spot, kept my job, and now I'ma have time and money to shower my honeys.
As soon as I got into my car, I began to get teary-eyed. I immediately pulled myself together. My pride wouldn't allow me to cry. Real men don't cry. I was so tired of the run around and the bullshit. The emotional roller coaster was killing me. 1 minute I'm happy thinking I got a job. The next minute I'm down and out. I should have taken that bartending job, yo, because this didn't make any sense to me. The pressure was at an all-time high. The bill collectors were stalking me, and I needed some solutions quick. My student loans would just have to be placed on deferment.
I needed someone to talk to, so I called up Kenya. I had to let her know what went down at the condominiums. Man, I loved her because she knew how to calm me down and keep me grounded. She told me to meet her at church so I could get some inspiration and support. I was definitely with that, so I made my way over there. Hey yo, real talk, after I get all my shit together, I'm definitely gonna stop fucking around with all these little loose booties and make Kenya my wife.
Church.
I pulled up to the church and parked my car across from Pastor's reserved parking space. Man, he had a Rolls Royce Phantom parked in his space. I couldn't believe it. I had never seen one of those in person. So I thought to myself, God must be good. So I hopped out of my car and I immediately saw Kenya standing outside of the church waiting for me.
I didn't think you were going to show.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm here now. Let's get this over with.
Don't talk like that. You're gonna feel much better after you leave.
Alright, we'll see.
We walked into the sanctuary and people were in there singing praise and worship songs. We were greeted by a young lady who seemed happy to see us and gave us an envelope for our offering. I felt so uncomfortable in there because I hadn't been to church in years. Plus, people were looking at me up and down, which made me nervous. I guess they knew I wasn't a regular. Kenya and I reached the vacant row and I sat down. She quickly pulled me up to stand while the choir was singing. Kenya began singing and clapping her hands to the melodies. I stood up and nodded my head like I was listening to a rap verse, but that's all I could do. I didn't feel like clapping and I didn't know the words to the songs. I just chilled and began to observe my surroundings. Now I had to admit, there was some fine woman up in there. Coming to church wasn't a bad idea. I recognized some of them from college and others from the club. The girl behind me was trying to get me and my boys to buy drinks at Dream 2 weeks ago. The girl in the left corner of the choir was tipping broads a month ago as strokers. Ain't that a bitch? Now, let me stop tripping though. I can't judge anybody in here. My shit ain't tight either. At least they're in here trying to get right. The preacher came out and he was an old, well-dressed guy. When he arrived at the pulpit, the congregation started applauding. I attempted to sit down, but Kenya tugged on my shirt and pulled me right back up the stand. What? Brother can't sit down when he feels like it? When he reached the pulpit, he told everyone to be seated. Shh, about time. My legs was tired and my back was hurting. Everyone sat down and opened their Bibles.
Do you know what the Lord told me?
What it tell you, preacher, Lord Jesus?
He said that wealth and riches are coming.
Hallelujah!
I sat there looking around, dumbfounded by what was going on. I was probably the only one sitting after he announced it. People in the congregation were clapping and hollering. All I could think was, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Sadly, I must say that some of you are going to miss out because you haven't been putting the Lord first.
All right, Lord.
You'll spend $100 on sneakers, $300 on weaves, and then
that's him, Lord.
Your entire tax refund check on a new wardrobe. What about the time?
My shoes were $2, Jesus.
When it comes to the church, you can only spare $5 to $10 for offering. How do you expect God to take care of your house when you don't even take care of his house?
All right now.
I must be telling the truth because all of you got quiet all of a sudden.
Not me.
What happened to Solomon when he put up 1,000 burnt offerings at Gideon?
I don't know, you better tell it though. What happened?
You see, God appeared to him that same night and gave Solomon wisdom, riches, and honor. Hallelujah.
Yes, Lord.
As he went on with his sermon, my interest built. I wasn't so much interested in his message. I was interested in the control he had over the people at the church. You see, I analyzed his wordplay. He knew what to say and when to say certain things to get reactions from the crowd. The congregation was hung on to every word that came out of his mouth. Oh, when offering time came, you better believe that people were giving up that bread. After church was over, Kenya whispered in my ear.
So how'd you like it?
Man, it was alright.
That's it? That's all you have to say?
Yep.
Well, did it make you feel better about your situation?
Yeah.
She knew I didn't feel like talking, so she just left it alone. I gave her a hug.
Well, thanks for inviting me to church.
Is everything all right, Chris?
Yeah, man, everything cool.
As I walked away to my car, Kenya looked at me with a dumbfounded look on her face. I could tell she was disturbed by my disposition, but I just gave her a fake smile and kept walking. As I headed out the parking lot, I noticed the car pulled up over to the side with its hood up. Smoke was coming all out the car. It was an early 80s Nissan Sentra. Some kid about my age was standing over the hood trying to fan the smoke away. As I watched him clear the smoke from his hood, a shitload of cars from the church passed by him without taking notice of his situation. People with Escalades, Benzes, shit, you name it. Not one person stopped to help him. Then I saw the Phantom roll by. Shit, ain't that about nothing. I hopped out my car to see if he needed some assistance.
Hey, yo, my man, you need a ride?
Yes, I would appreciate it.
Hey, my G, I'm Chris, yo. Where you need to go?
Nice to meet you. I'm David. Can you take me a couple of blocks down the street? There's a tow company not too far from here, and I'll just have them come and tow my bucket down to this repair shop.
Hey, yo, hop in.
As we drove down the street, I could tell he was furious and disheartened at the same time. I ain't blame him. I was pissed too. All those people with all that money just passed him up like they didn't even see him. They just left church. Everyone was so concerned about their own prosperity that they forgot about being their brother's keeper. I had a nasty taste in my mouth. Yo, I wanted to spit. I wasn't a saint by any means, but damn.
Hey, yo, this where you getting off at?
Yes, just let me out over here.
Are they open?
Yeah, they are. I'm here all the time. Luckily, I have AAA.
Hey, my dude, I'll catch you later.
Thanks for the ride. God bless you.
You too.
Pride 101.
I was at an all-time low, and I forced myself to go to the Department of Family and Child Services to get some food stamps. I had just got my first unemployment check, and I felt like a failure. I walked into the office and retrieved the application materials from the front desk clerk. I spent about 10 minutes filling out the paperwork and turned it back in. As I waited in the dirty lobby area, packed with crying babies and single mothers, I started to zone out, reflecting on my shattered dreams. I ended up falling asleep because it took them forever to call my name. This doesn't make any sense. It was like they were trying to make you leave. The heat was turned up high, babies were crying, and they didn't have anything for us to read or watch while we waited. They were slow as hell. I had been there for about 6 hours. Finally, I heard my name being called from the front of the room.
Chris Powell.
Oh, shit. It was Sonya. And y'all went to Kush College with her. How fucking embarrassing. I couldn't let her see me like this. Hey, yo, I ducked down out of sight as soon as she called my name.
Chris Powell. Mr. Powell. Last call for Chris Powell.
The lady sitting next to me looked at me crazy as I slouched in my seat. She kept calling my name, and it felt like an eternity before she gave up and left the lobby area. After she left, I immediately rose up and quickly got out of there. As I walked into the elevator, there was an older woman that I recognized from the lobby following me. As we stepped in the elevator, she looked at me and shook her head with disappointment.
I don't mean to meddle in your business, but I noticed what you're doing in there.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Don't let the pride block your blessings. Everybody needs help from time to time. You paid your taxes to the government, right?
Yeah.
Now let the government work for you.
The doors of the elevator opened, and I just looked at her with a blank face and nodded. We stepped out of the elevator and walked outside to the parking lot. I watched her open the door to her 2009 Mercedes with her food stamps in her left hand. As I walked in my car, she turned her head towards my direction and winked while she drove off. I stood in that parking lot with my mind blown for about 5 minutes. Hell, she was right. I turned around and went back into the Department of Family and Child Services and spoke to Sonia about getting some food stamps. Unfortunately, that was a waste of time and embarrassment.
I'm sorry, Chris, but you don't qualify for food stamp. You made over $15,000 for the year already.
Man, that was BS. I was unemployed, and my unemployment check was only $139 a week after taxes. I didn't get it. The government had been taking money out of my check since I was 15 years old, and all I got was a lousy $139 a week. According to the Department of Labor, my unemployment benefits were only based off of a year's worth of work. I had at least 10 years worth of taxes being taken out of my check, and all I got was a lousy $139 fucking dollars a week. I guess hot dogs and noodles would continue to be my diet. I left DFAX busted. I had gotten a word from a girl in the office about the Hosea Williams Feed the Hungry program. I had to get there, but I didn't have much gas. I had $5 on me while gas was damn near $5 a gallon. I drove to the gas station and parked in front of the pump. I looked across from me, and the guy had left his pump on auto unattended while he walked into the store. I immediately snatched his pump from out of his car and started filling my tank with his gas. Hey, it was a bold move, but I was broke and I couldn't afford these gas prices. I stole about $20 worth of gas before I made my way to the food bank. I bet he'll learn not to leave his pump unattended again.
Grinding.
A friend of mine had called me and informed me that the women's prison was hiring. They was looking for counselors. The requirements stated that you needed to have a bachelor's degree in either psychology or social work. I definitely met the requirements. So I went over to the facility to apply for the job. When I arrived to the facility, I had to be buzzed in through the security gates. The facility was surrounded by barbed wire fencing, and it looked mad unattractive. But I was interviewed by an attractive, dark-skinned woman named Miss Moore. She was the social services coordinator for the facility.
Unfortunately, Mr. Powell, we have already filled the counselor's position.
Great, I thought to myself. Another fucking letdown. So I started zoning out. I envisioned myself sleeping at the homeless shelter on a flip-out bed, using my fucking college diploma as a bed sheet.
But we do have an activities coordinator position available. Would you be interested in that?
I snapped out of my daze.
Yes.
Wow, you seem to be excited about that. I thought I was losing you for a moment there. I'll go talk to the director and see if he has time to interview you.
2 weeks later, you'll never believe it. Yo, I got the job. I had my own little office in the gym. I developed activities for the women and kept them engaged. See, they really enjoyed my company though. But them bros were crazy. Them inmates was consistently plotting and fighting. In 2 weeks' time, I seen people get lunch trays slammed in their face, riots pop off, and other types of crazy shit. How could a woman rape another woman with a broomstick? There was no rehabilitation being done in this joint. The women became better criminals and used their connections to scheme and thieve when they got out. Many of the women were in there for trafficking dope for their mans or whatever, and they suffered the consequences of a tainted love. I interacted with the inmates on a regular basis. They basically got caught up in the money and the lifestyle. Most of them didn't have shit growing up, so trafficking dope for several grand was way too tempting to turn down. So I understood that, but it was wild, big. People will almost do anything for money when their back is against the wall. See, this experience was new and interesting to me. I enjoyed picking their brains and learning about the criminal life and what led them to it. Some of them just made a choice to ensure their survival. Now, don't get me wrong. The shit was depressing as hell, but it kept me interested at work. After 2 weeks on the job, I received my first paycheck. But peep this, it read $623.15. That shit gotta be a typo. I worked 2 weeks and only made $600? I know I made $10.61 an hour, but this can't be right. Taxes took all my money, big. Federal tax, Medicare tax, GA state income tax, Social Security tax. Hold up. I probably ain't even gonna see Social Security when I turn 62. So why they taking that shit out? Hey, yo, I was so frustrated. I ain't even know what to do. I thought I was doing the right thing by utilizing my degree and getting a regular job. I made this money in a week waiting tables. This wouldn't even cover my rent. And yo, I had to do something and I had to do it quick. I knew I wasn't going to work myself to death by having 2 jobs. I couldn't ask my pops for money because he ain't have it, flat out. I went home thinking long and hard about the things I needed to do and what I was good at. And then all of a sudden it popped up in my head. I decided to return to my old addiction. I enrolled into graduate school. I needed a refund check so bad it felt like a fiend waiting for his next hit. It was the only way I could pay my bills without burning myself out. And yo, when I got that check, I started paying off bills and living again. But I knew this fix wouldn't last forever. Eventually, I'd be done with school and be even deeper in debt.
I decided to listen to my father's advice and obtain my master's degree in education. After finishing some courses, I became extremely effective with the inmates, and I began to tap into their personal interests to keep them motivated. I had to be careful though. The ladies were getting a little too comfortable with me. See, you can easily be tempted to do or say something stupid that'll get you caught up. Some of them had some badass bodies too. You could see their figures right through them jumpsuits. I guess it was too much temptation because some of the male guards were having sexual relations with the inmates. I even think some of the female guards were in on the action as well. That shit was obvious. The guards had their favorites and was sneaking contraband for their lovers. If another inmate got jealous and attempted to snitch to the warden, word would get out and the guards would manipulate the paperwork and put the jealous inmate in 72-hour confinement to teach them a lesson. Even the guards had beef amongst each other. Everyone was so jealous of one another and everyone was kissing the warden's ass. I learned a lot about behavior and control. I made sure not to get caught up in the politics of things, but it was hard as hell. The inmates were considered subhuman and the guards were the field niggas. See, the professional staff, which included counselors, nurses, and the clerical team, were the house niggas. And the warden gladly accepted his role as master. But it wasn't all bad. At least I had access to all the case histories of every inmate within the facility. I studied them relentlessly. I was interested in the psychology of humans and their motivations. As I got more experience and exposure to the system, my views became jaded. There was no such thing as rehabilitation. The inmates were treated like stock. They were assets to the facility. More inmates equated to more revenue. The counseling and the rehabilitation in the facility was a joke. I watched teachers and counselors give inmates coloring books and word searches day after day. Now, these were grown-ass women with kids. Some of them had been there for years and still couldn't read. I asked myself the same questions over and over again. Is this really the world I live in? Is everyone really this crooked? After a while, the politics and the dog-eat-dog system began to overwhelm me. Due to the recession, the warden and other supervisors were abusing their power and treating their staff like shit. They knew that people needed their jobs and would do anything to keep them. Unfair rules and policies were implemented. I watched grown-ass men and women get disrespected and chastised like they were children. And after all of that mistreatment, they still felt the need to kiss ass. See, I don't play that shit. I was the Nat Turner of the bunch, you feel me? Many of the staff adapted to the rules of the environments to survive. I, on the other hand, wasn't comfortable playing games and kissing ass for $10.61 an hour. I refused to be emasculated. Because of my stance, I couldn't be trusted, and I was labeled as an outcast. Shit, I ain't care though. I wasn't gonna be pimped. A year and a half went by, and I finished grad school and graduated with a 4.0 GPA. I received my master's in education, but I couldn't get a better job because of the hiring freezes throughout the state. Basically, I had a master's degree that meant nothing. Educators and state employees were getting laid off like crazy. Once again, I was back to ground zero. But this time, I was even deeper in debt. I felt like a modern-day sharecropper. I was stubborn and refused to play the game of politics at work. I wanted to be rewarded by my work performance and not my kiss ass and abilities. I didn't believe in brown nose and being phony to gain a promotion, especially when they treated us like shit. Because of my stance, I continued to be broke though. It was Friday, and I had just gotten home from work. The inmates really wore me out this day. I didn't know how much more I could take. I definitely wasn't getting paid enough for this.
Damn, man, I hate when there don't be nothing on this fucking TV. I don't even know why I bought one. Shit.
What up? Hey, yo, what's up, Chris, man? What you doing right now?
Hey, yo, you know me, nigga. Sipping on the brew, trying to find someone to tune. What's cracking?
Nothing, man. I just heard some bullshit on the radio.
Word? What the fuck, man? What the fuck you listening to, dog? Gossip?
Man, why you trying me like that, man? I don't listen to no gossip.
Yeah.
Man, it's all over the radio right now, man. You know that bank on Ponce?
Yeah, I know that bank. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, some crazy bitch went in there and set it off, man. Thought she was Cleo or something, man. She started spraying the place, robbing everything, taking all the motherfucking money.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You serious? Yo, hold up. Yo, the bank on Ponce?
I jumped out of my seat.
Nigga, that's... Yo, my girl was over there. What happened? What you hear on the radio, dog? What's going on?
Man, I heard somebody came motherfucker, man. Some chick, man. Some crazy bitch.
Hold on, rewind, nigga. You said she sprayed the place, nigga.
Hey, yo, I was frantic. I couldn't control myself. I lost my composure.
Yes, a couple people got shot. I don't know what happened.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, son. My girl just left a few minutes ago, nigga. Hey, what happened? What else happened, son?
Man, I don't know. It's on the news, man. Check it out, Channel 5. They been talking about this shit all day. Fire trucks is up there, the ambulance, motherfucking police everywhere.
So right now, son, I'm gonna call you right back.
All right.
Yo, he was right. It was the exact bank that she worked at, and she was the only Kenya that worked there. I dropped to my knees and I dropped the phone. I was floored. I told him we lost it. I had never felt like this in my life. Not even about a family member, man. Kenya was the girl that I loved. That was my shorty. She was supposed to be my wife. Although I crept around on her from time to time, she was sacred to me, man. She had my back no matter what. You couldn't find a better woman or person. I didn't believe it. I rose up off the floor and put my shoes on and grabbed my keys. I rushed out the loft and ran past the elevator. I didn't have time to wait for it. Ran down the stairwell and rushed out the exit. Some people were walking by the complex and I nearly ran them over. I jumped in the car and flew down Boulevard and took from the Parkway to Ponce de Leon. When I hit Ponce, there was traffic everywhere. Fire trucks and police cars. I was scrambling with my eyes trying to locate an ambulance, but I couldn't see anything because of all the people in the traffic. So I parked my car at the Blockbuster Video and ran down to the bank. As I reached the bank, I could see people crying and police blocking off the area. As I fought through the crowd, my heart was pounding, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle the unfavorable reality. I was still trying to be optimistic, scanning the crowd looking to see if I could find her standing on the sideline somewhere. All of a sudden, I felt the familiar tap on my back that Kenya was famous for doing.
Oh my God, thank God.
I turned around and it was Kenya's co-worker Jill. She grabbed me and pulled me in for a hug. I didn't have the opportunity to embrace her. My arms were to my sides and she was bear hugging me with her head into my chest crying.
Hey, yo, where's Kenya?
Chris.
She continued to sob in my chest.
Where's Kenya?
I'm sorry, Chris.
She raised her tear-filled face out in my chest and looked me straight in the eyes and replied,
She's not here. She's dead, Chris. She's dead.
Insanity.
Hey, yo, that weekend was the worst weekend of my life. Everything seemed like a blur. I honestly felt like I was going crazy. I was scared to go to sleep. I kept having visions of my girl Kenya covered in blood. And the police still ain't found the killer that murdered my girl. I was ready to go on the streets and look for that bitch myself. Oh my God. I went back to the same church that we had previously visited to see if I could hear some encouraging words. But they were still stuck on that prosperity shit. People were in there going broke, trying to get rich. So I was sitting next to some old guy bragging about $1,000 seed he sold. He had the belief that it would eventually jumpstart his reality television career. I just shook my head in disgust. My whole thought process was fucked up. When I looked at the preacher, I saw a pimp, and he would say,
So $1,000 for the 1,000 days you've been struggling. El shaka chocolate. Don't forget to purchase your prayer package and your miracle manna. Little Bobby Jones, stop winking at me.
Is this the only subject they talk about in here? The whole concept didn't make sense to me. This was an old hustle that Lotto has already perfected. I assume that only broke people go to this church. What about the people struggling with their self-esteem, addictions, marriage, abuse, diseases? My mind was all over the place, and everything just seemed to irritate the hell out of me. And I questioned everything that church was about. Why do they only read the King James Version of the Bible? Why don't they teach Hebrew in here? If the pastor was a man of God, why the hell he got bodyguards? What are you afraid of? When I left the church, I saw a Lamborghini in the pastor's parking space, and my blood started to boil. There were people in the congregation that didn't even have a pot to piss in. Where's the offering for the needy? It was probably in those car payments. Everyone in this city is out for themselves. Monday rolled around, and it was time for me to go to work. But I tell you the truth, I wasn't even feeling it. I should have just called in sick. Before I left the house, I had visions of all the people that screwed me over and all the crazy shit that happened that year. I thought about my $600 paycheck and my foreseeable future in debt. I couldn't let this cycle continue. I was starting to get heart palpitations at work, and I was too young to suffer from hypertension. My mind was made up. It was time to adapt. It was 12 p.m. and most of the clerical staff had left for lunch. So I went into the office and got on the computer. I pulled up the records for all the inmates with a history of sexual abuse and low self-esteem. I retrieved their release dates and the areas they were from. Some of them were from rural Georgia and had the characteristics I was looking for. Most of the women had not been exposed to anything outside of their neighborhoods, so I knew that I could influence them by flashing a couple dollars and supplying them with some new experiences, you know what I'm saying? The next morning, I put my plan into action. During the first recreation period, I pulled my select girls to the side and asked them for their phone numbers. I could have easily gotten their phone numbers from their files, but I figured that I would have a better influence if they gave them to me willingly. I gave them a number to my prepaid phone that I had purchased the day before. I got this phone without a credit check and without giving my true identity, so it was perfect. All right, ladies, listen up. Now, I'm depending on all of you to keep this little secret. See, I picked you all because y'all all got something special going for yourselves. Now, I just want y'all to take a few seconds and close your eyes. Now, imagine the best possible life for yourselves. Picture yourselves in the finest of clothes and at the center of attention wherever you go. See yourself in a secure, stable environment filled with love and support. Now, I want you to recognize these feelings and hold on to them. Now, open your eyes. Remember that feeling. Now, look me in my eyes. If you trust me, all of your dreams will come true. You will always be loved and cared for. You will never have to worry about abuse, bills, or poverty. Let me take care of you. What you felt a few seconds ago, you can feel for a lifetime. After the session ended, I went into my director's office and quit. The director wasn't too happy about me quitting, but I expected that. I ain't give a fuck no more. The check was too small, the stress was too high, and I needed to take care of me, no matter what it took. I was determined to never be broke and unhappy again.
Post-traumatic broke disorder.
At this point in my life, I didn't care about anything. The only thing I cared about was getting that money. I needed some cash to start my operation, so I devised a plan to rob my old job. See, they had screwed me over for the $160 that they could have written off in taxes, and I don't get down like that. A restaurant of its caliber could have up to maybe 10 or 20 grand on them at the end of the night. See, it was perfect. I knew everything about the place. I knew what time they opened, what time they closed, when the cleaning crew arrived, everything. I had worked there for 2 years, and I knew all the ins and outs of the business. They should have never screwed me over. No, sir. The next evening, I drove around the corner from the Soul Food Cafe. I walked to the restaurant around 8 p.m. and I got a bite to eat. I stepped in the place and everyone that I had previously worked with came up to me and was like, "What up?" and asked me what I had been doing or whatever. I told them I was working at a prison and that everything was extra good. I saw my old manager Sean in the back of the restaurant trying to holler at some female customers. He was still giving away free desserts. Brother man was still up to his old antics. I guess some things never change. After watching the sideshow, I sat down at my table and I got down with some fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and some candy yams. I washed it down with some fruit punch, paid my server, and headed to the bathroom. At this time, it was about 8:40 p.m. I washed my hands and headed towards the open stall in the restroom. There were 5 stalls available, and I took the one to the far left end of the bathroom. I went in that joint, locked the door, and sat down in the stall till about 10:30. This was not the best plan in the world, because I had to smell hours worth of shit fumes from the stalls next to me. I didn't know that soul food did this to people. It sounded like big NFL linebackers was coming up in there blowing shit up. Yo, I needed a gas mask and some Febreze. Luckily, there was some spray in the stall that I was in. Yo, I attempted to refresh the atmosphere, but it did not work. When I wasn't spraying air freshener, I played video games and surfed the net on my cell phone. When 10:45 came around, I took off a layer of clothes. Underneath that layer was a black long sleeve shirt and some black pants. I pulled a black plastic trash bag from out of my pocket and placed my first layer of clothes in the bag. I put on a set of black gloves and a ski mask halfway over my head. I pulled my Desert Eagle from underneath my pants and I cocked it in place. I then proceeded to sit on top of the stall and place my feet on the toilet seat. The restaurant closed at 11 o'clock, and I knew the patrons would be out by 12 and the workers would be out by 1:30. I had to be patient. 1:30 came around and I put my ski mask over my face. I opened the door, walked out the bathroom, and headed through the kitchen to the manager's office with my gun drawn. The door was open and Sean was in there counting cash from the safe. I concealed my voice and I startled Sean.
Give me the fucking money right now.
Please don't kill me. Oh.
I looked down and he had wet his pants. He couldn't move. He was scared senseless. I was nervous as shit, but I had to intimidate him.
I don't want to die. I don't even like this motherfucking job.
Give me the fucking money or I'm gonna shoot your dumb monkey ass.
He broke out of his shock and started handing me the money from up out of the safe and off the desk.
Oh, man, no, motherfucker. Damn, you got me over here shit my pants, man.
Yo, bitch, shut up, nigga. I'm not gonna kill your monkey ass. Be still, pull a phone from the jack, and hand over your cell phone.
All right, here you go, man. I just bought these pants from the flea market today, man.
Yo, shut the fuck up and don't fucking move. Put your head down and count to 90 out loud. If you raise your head before 90, I'm gonna shoot your pussy dick off. You hear me?
Okay. 1, 2.
Louder!
3, 4, 5.
I backed out the office and I closed the door. I took off and ran into the bathroom to get my bag of clothes. I threw my money in the bag and I ran towards the back door and I kicked it open. I started racing down the street to my car and I heard somebody chasing after me.
Hey, I got black screen TV! I got black screen TV! Oh, I got drop peanut butter, half off, y'all. Half off, drop peanut butter. I got a battery, I got tennis shoes. But think about it. I even blow you for some blow. Blow for the blow? You get that shit on low, I give you for 50 cents. Anybody? 50 cents? Excuse 50 cents? 15. 50. Wait, come here.
I turned around and there was a crackhead running behind me carrying a flat screen TV. This little skinny bitch passed me up and left me in the dust. I finally reached my car. My heart was about to explode. I had never been so scared in my life. I had never felt the rush like that. I took off my mask and changed my shirts and drove to my crib. When I arrived home, most of my adrenaline had worn off, and I didn't realize how heavy the clothes combined with the weight of the money were. I threw the money on the table and turned on the news to see if the crime had been reported. I saw nothing, and that made me even more nervous. I ended up staying up the whole night, nervous, constantly looking out my window and the peephole. I must say, I was a bitch. I was scared, paranoid, all of the above. I was too scared to even count the money. I was too busy looking for the robbery on the news. Eventually, I got some sleep and stashed the money in a bunch of my books and research material. The next day, the robbery was reported on the news, and they said they didn't have any leads. See, that was a sigh of relief for me, but I still had to be careful. They could have been bluffing. I ended up stealing about 17 grand, and I laid low for a couple of months. During this time, I spent most of my time working out and studying books on behaviorism. I stopped looking for jobs and started a scholarship scam. You see, I learned from watching infomercials and late night preachers that the rich prey on the desires of the poor. So I decided to advertise a phony $50,000 scholarship over the internet. I had my personal casino. I had students apply for my fictitious scholarship and send in a $10 application fee to my P.O. box in Nevada. My mail would be forwarded to Georgia to another P.O. box. Then I would cash all the money orders at various check cashing centers. The scholarship indicated that students would have a quote-unquote chance to win. It never indicated that anyone would quote-unquote actually win. I figured that if no one checked the validity of sweepstakes, that no one would check the validity of my scholarship. You feel me? It was genius. I hustled thousands of dollars a week from this scam. Even though I had my personal casino, I didn't change anything about my clothing or my bank account. I stopped using my debit card and paid everything in cash. It was hard to stop using the debit because I was conditioned. Even though I had cash on me, I was tempted to use it. It was a magical card that gave me things without feeling accountable. In reality, I was financially enslaved because I was using it like a credit card. Eventually, I stopped getting overdrafts and I regulated my spending by paying everything in cash or by money order. I even paid off my car note. I felt like I could breathe again. It had been 3 months since the robbery had taken place, and I decided to move out of my 1-bedroom and upgrade to a 3-bedroom loft. My previous stunt at the prison had paid off, and I had 2 girls from the prison living with me. They were both from rural areas of Georgia, and they had never been to Atlanta, or better yet, out of their neighborhoods. This was great for me because it gave me a chance to mold their thinking. I'm surprised they decided to hook up with me because of their negative relationships with men. You see, Amber and Monica had been through beatings, molestations, and verbal assaults their whole life. Their self-esteem was damaged, and they had serious trust issues. Their nonverbal and verbal cries for help were ignored by family members and led to continuous abuse and manipulation by men. Now, I couldn't relate to their condition, but I had my own trust and anger issues that I failed to deal with. My mother left me when I was 4 because of money issues with my father. I had a jaded view of women, and I truly needed counseling. I was raised by my father, and my relationships with women faltered because I never forgave my mother for leaving me behind. In a dysfunctional way, I needed them, and they needed me. My goal was to get them comfortable around me, so I fulfilled their hierarchy of needs. I provided them a safe environment that included positive affirmation and friendship. We went shopping and they picked out new wardrobes and they got their hair done at the salon. The fridge was always stocked, so they never had to worry about food. I also took Monica and Amber out to eat on a regular basis, and I gave them a taste of some Atlanta nightlife. They finally felt alive. It's amazing what a little money can do. Money definitely has the power of influence and control. You see, the sense of control was addictive, and I would do anything to keep it. Both of them called me Coach, and I preferred it no other way. I was their life coach. I changed Monica's name to Juicy, and Amber to Precious. I got this idea from a popular reality show. Or did I get it from slavery? Juicy was brown-skinned with long black hair and luscious, full lips. She was slim and had these low slanted eyes that would entrance any man. Precious, she was the direct opposite. She was light-skinned and had short hair with hazel eyes. Her body was banging, and she had an hourglass shape too. Oh. Time came around for me to get a return on my investment. But before I could do that, I had to give them a sense of ownership. Juicy and Precious were in charge of decorating the living space, cooking, and recruiting girls. I put a block on my television that only allowed music videos, reality shows, and other bullshit. See, these programs had a power of coercion. I used this tool to reinforce the behaviors that I wanted the girls to adopt. My goal was to control their mind and have them develop a fear of losing their material objects. Juicy and Precious had nothing before they met me, and I showered them with gifts and clothes when they first moved in. I supplied a drug called materialism with a manipulation chaser. Once they had a taste of it, there was no turning back. It was a Friday night, and it was the perfect night to take the girls out for our first test drive. Before we went out, I consulted with the girls and let them know what to expect. I could tell that they were both nervous and were trying to cover it up.
Listen, y'all, the both of you have a tremendous opportunity to take control of your lives, and I'm here to guide you in that process. I just want y'all to relax and make sure you protect yourselves at all times. Now remember, I am here for you guys, and I know you ain't gonna let me down, right?
You know we won't, baby. You know we got you.
As we got into the car, I immediately put on a Cat Williams comedy CD to change their mood and shock them out of their nervousness. The comedy CD had a profound effect because laughter loosened up the girls and they became more relaxed. I drove the girls to Cream City off of 17th Street near the condos that I had been previously denied employment. This location of the city was an upscale metropolis area filled with condos, businesses, and affluent clientele. The area also was known for its nightlife and shopping. Cream City was packed and people was everywhere. The crowd seemed to be in good spirits, and Juicy and Precious enjoyed the atmosphere that the scene had to offer. Juicy was piercing through her hot pink Playboy baby tee, accompanied by her dark blue skinny jeans and heels. See, Precious was looking good as well. She had a schoolgirl uniform on with her skirt and knee-high socks. Both of them had heads turning, and they both looked confident and strong. The more attention they received, the more confident they became. I greased the palms of a couple of security staff in the area so that my girls wouldn't be rudely interrupted. A couple of the flashlight cops partook in a little extracurricular during their breaks, so I ended up getting their money back. After a while, I blended out of the scene while they hustled clients. I totally reevaluated my previous negative views about sales. People with real money sell something. Whether it's a product or service, the key to it is to own the shit that you sell. I definitely had the product, and they were providing an excellent service. We had some good weekends at Cream City, but it started to get hot, and people began to notice us, so we moved the operation to truck stops and filling stations outside of Atlanta. Not to my surprise, the truckers were horny and were paid crazy amounts of money to have sexual encounters. This was a gold mine. I would give managers of these establishments hush money while the girls conducted their business in the showers in the laundry room area. These horny-ass truckers ate it up. After a couple of months, the truck stop managers' greed got the best of them, and I refused to comply with their payola rates. So I told them to kick rocks, and we proceeded to infiltrate the noble condominiums in Cream City. Bogus-ass Cliff was still working there, and he was still a hater. But I learned from my previous experience not to burn bridges, and I kept it cool with him. He eventually ended up being on my sack because I broke bread with him. Even though his attitude turned 180 degrees from my first encounter, I still ain't trust his ass. Like the filling station managers, I paid off the concierge. In return, they recruited business through the tenants. We had developed a good standing, and my connections began to build. Business was good, and I had recruited 4 more girls. You ain't gonna believe this, but I found them all at bus stops. All I had to do was pull up in my BMW X6 and spit a little game, and it was a wrap. They liked what I had to offer, and they knew that I wasn't bullshitting. I was amazed because these girls were sporting too many labels to be riding the bus. It was obvious that they had their priorities messed up. Due to growth, I changed my business model and began to advertise on the net. I advertised our services on social networking websites. I even created a website for the service. 90% of my revenue came from internet traffic, and it proved to be a valuable tool. My clients mostly consisted of politicians, mortgage brokers, bankers, Wall Street executives, and other white-collar professionals who needed extra comfort during their business trips to Atlanta. I preserved my product by keeping the girls off the street corners and away from predators and pushers. I hired a driver/bodyguard to escort the girls to their appointments. You see, Big Tony was somebody that you didn't want to fuck with. He was 6'6", 265 pounds of solid muscle. Because of his presence, no one dared to start shit with any of my girls. I held pre-shift meetings that were described as family bonding sessions. During these meetings, the girls would evaluate their performance and brainstorm new strategies to improve the business. Whether it was attire, hygiene, hairstyles, sexual techniques, money, manipulation, or robbery, it was all relevant. As the facilitator of the group, I set guidelines and objectives. Now, I must admit, this may sound like bullshit to some, but it really worked. I was also a student of the Willie Lynch speech, and I adopted his strategies. I would humiliate or punish the girls in front of each other and randomly play favorites and uplift girls that didn't deserve it. At times, I was emotionless, and my behavior was unpredictable. It was confusing and unreadable. I basically acted like some of my former supervisors. But you see, this kept them on their toes. It was a results-driven organization that required the girls to be responsible for each other's success. They were held accountable for everything. No excuses, no bull.
Stunting.
Hey, yo, business was booming, and I was living lavish. I had the hottest car, the flyest clothes, and the baddest bras in Atlanta. I finally felt like somebody. Instead of being the victim of my environment, I decided to adopt the methods of our government. Capitalism and corruption had proven results. I had received word that my alma mater was holding its annual alumni ball on Friday. It was Thursday night, and I recalled my experience from the year before.
So, Chris, what are you doing now? Where do you work?
Why are you doing that?
I remember being ashamed to tell people that I was a waiter, but it was the reality. It seemed like everyone I ran into had these glorious occupations while I was still struggling to utilize my degree. I did not realize until later that the same classmates that were asking me about my occupation were actually lying about theirs. Some of them had 2 and 3 jobs, working their ass off to promote this false image of success. I tell you. I remember one of my classmates telling me that she owned her own business on Camp Creek Parkway. She told me to come and check her out anytime before 5, Monday through Friday. A week later, I headed down to her establishment and found out through an employee that she wasn't even the owner. She was the manager and had been fired the previous week. I swear, Atlanta is the fake it until you make it capital. Friday night approached, and I gave Juicy and Precious the night off so they could escort me to the alumni ball. I took the both of them shopping at Phipps Plaza, and they came back flaunting their purchases in front of the other girls. The other girls was pissed, boy. Tension began to build, and the girls were becoming agitated.
Why the hell did they get the night off? What's wrong with us?
Tears began to roll down Sexy's cheek as she expressed her displeasure. The other girls were beside her, shoulder to shoulder, creating a union with their arms crossed. Precious and Juicy were behind me in the bathroom, putting on their garments with the door open so the others could see.
Hey, yo, chill out. Be quiet. Listen, Precious and Juicy worked hard to get this opportunity, and you will all have a chance to accompany me on an outing such as this. What you need to do is calm down and have a seat and respect the household that I provided for you.
Precious and Juicy were behind me, taunting the girls by modeling their new clothes. I knew what they were doing based off the facial expressions of the girls in front of me. I ain't even turned around to look behind me.
Precious, Juicy, stop fucking around and get y'all asses ready before you get replaced.
The girls in front of me chuckled and were appeased by the lashing. Juicy and Precious quickly turned back around and began doing their makeup.
Now, ladies, listen, I'm going out tonight, and Sexy, I'm leaving you in charge of the girls. Make sure everything is taken care of, and if things run smoothly, I'll have a surprise for all of you.
In an instant, their moods changed, and they prepared for the pre-shift meeting. What happened next? You guessed it. I showed my ass at the alumni ball. I walked in Woodruff Arts Center located in downtown Atlanta with 2 gorgeous women at my side. They walked in with their heads high, grinning at the other woman as we entered the building. I felt a rush like never before, and I finally felt like somebody. I flashed my cash when I bought drinks at the bar. People stood in the background trying to look without being all obvious. But you know what? I wanted them to see. When someone approached me and asked me what I was doing now, I just told them I was a motivational speaker.
Chris, where have you been?
You know me. It's just, living life. Inspiring those that need inspiration.
I was so full of shit. But I loved it. People could smell the money on me. And I got so many business cards that night, it was ridiculous. And the ladies was on me as well. They were trying to catch me alone away from Precious and Juicy before they approached me. The women were so discreet with it. That night, I witnessed why it's so hard to catch a woman cheating. This was a complete reversal of last year. Precious and Juicy didn't say much to anyone as instructed.
Guys were hounding the both of them, and they were trying to catch their eyes when I wasn't looking.
Coach, I mean, look at everybody here. We can make some serious cash tonight with all these men undressing us with their eyes.
Nah, listen, baby, you can dead that. Y'all are both off tonight. And we here to enjoy the festivities, so sip this champagne and enjoy the night off. You get it? They both smiled and grabbed me by the arm, and we headed to the dance floor.
Choices.
When we got back home the next morning, Sexy had informed me that we had a new female client that was spending some serious bread on numerous girls. Now, I thought nothing of it until Sexy said,
She must have been construction or banking, because she had all these blueprints of a bank in her condo.
Hey, yo, you catch her name?
Yeah, she said her name was Lynx.
This immediately caught my attention, and my mind began to race. Could she have been the one that killed Kenya? What are the chances of this happening? Is this some weird coincidence? I definitely didn't know what to think. Sexy looked at me dumbfounded because she knew I was troubled, but she didn't know what it was. I headed to my room and sat down on my bed to think. Now, I definitely wanted revenge, but I didn't want to hurt the wrong person. I decided to send one of the girls over to investigate the matter further. I decided to send my new girl, Raven, over to the room to go through a couple of Lynx's things while she was gone. She claimed that she needed some excitement and thrill to her life, so I felt that she was perfect for the job. Plus, she needed to prove herself worthy of the cause. See, Raven was a bad motherfucker, and she had a crazy body. She was a sexy chocolate skin beauty that walked like a stallion. Man, she had a butt that held up high and caught every man's attention. Raven had long black hair and dark mocha skin. Precious had recruited her from some strip club. Raven got fired for fucking the DJ. Normally, this type of activity happens in strip clubs without punishment. But being the fact that Raven was engaged to the owner, things did not go over too well. I can only imagine what happened to that DJ. Damn. Raven strolled into the lobby of Noble Condominiums and read the name on the concierge badge.
Excuse me, Dave. I got a little crazy with my date last night, and I left my purse in 404. Is it possible if you could, let me in?
Are you a resident?
Not really. I stay here from time to time, but I really need my purse. It's an emergency.
As she said this, Raven turned her body to the side so Dave could see the perfect 90-degree angle of her back to her ass. She also accentuated her figure by wearing a skin-tight bodysuit that form-fitted her body.
Well, ma'am, this is against policy, but I'll make an exception just once.
Thank you so much. Why don't you follow me?
Dave grabbed his keys from behind his desk and walked around to the lobby area to follow Raven. Raven purposely switched her hips as she walked toward the elevator. Dave immersed himself in a trance that admired her backside while strolling through the hallway. As they stepped into the elevator, Dave pressed the number 5 while Raven placed her hands on the elevator's back wall like she was being arrested.
Oh, you like what you see, baby?
Yeah, I love it. I love that chocolate thunder.
Oh, really? With your little chocolate and vanilla swirl, huh? If you like, let me make it clap for you, baby.
Oh, yeah, make it clap. Yeah, I want to see that thing clap.
She immediately started making her ass clap together like she was in a strip club.
You like it, baby?
Yeah.
Oh, mommy really likes it.
She pulled in the concierge's hand and forced it to slap her on the ass.
Oh, baby, harder.
Dave couldn't believe this was happening. The concierge started smacking her ass as she moaned in the elevator.
Harder! Oh.
That's how we do it over here in the South, baby.
Daddy, looks like we have company.
While he was smacking ass, the elevator had reached the 5th floor and the doors open. An elderly couple approaching the elevator was welcomed by an ass-smacking concierge and the moaning temptress. Dave immediately turned around and was instantly embarrassed. He rushed out the elevator and Raven followed confidently. The elderly woman looked appalled while her husband smirked. The couple walked in the elevator, and as the elevator doors closed, the elderly man mimicked Dave's behavior and surprised his wife by smacking her on the ass. As Raven and Dave reached condo 404, Dave began to settle himself and regain composure. Raven took the keys from Dave.
Now, baby, Mama is going to be just a moment. You should go back downstairs and make sure those couples don't report you to management. Here's something for your trouble.
You'll only be a minute, right? I like to see my little chocolate delight, come back.
Yeah, baby. I'll be right out.
Raven puts a $50 bill in his pocket of his sports jacket. Dave turns around, runs towards the stairs, then stops his stride and turns around facing Raven. Dave turns back around and heads towards the stairs. Before he can reach the staircase, Raven is already in the condo. As Raven walks in, she bypasses the kitchen and the living room and heads straight toward the bedroom. As she walks in the bedroom, she is startled by the handgun on the dresser. She goes over to the gun to pick it up, but changes her mind and declines. She regains focus to the task at hand and goes through the drawers. She looks under Lynx's bed and then looks to the corner of the bedroom and locates blueprints of banks in the Atlanta area. She sees one circled in red. This was the Ponce de Leon location of the bank where Kenya was murdered. Raven pulled her phone out of her purse and starts taking pictures of the blueprints and notes. As she's taking the photos, she hears the front door open.
Oh, shit.
She immediately hops underneath the bed and lays there while she hears the footsteps lurking in the other room. Gunshots ring out from the other room and Raven is scared senseless. But it's just a violent movie being played on the surround sound from the other room. Tears begin to fall down her face while she tries to figure out her escape plan. All of a sudden, she sees footsteps of someone in construction boots headed her way. Raven's eyes widen as her heart pumps out of control. A large bag is thrown on top of the bed and startles Raven. Lynx sits on the bed and begins to take off her boots. The bed begins to cave in, sinking slowly closer to her.
Shit, I'm stuck here. Fucking bitch. Oh, fuck.
She looks at her phone in her right hand and starts text messaging. A hand begins to emerge, reaching for Raven under the bed. Raven backs up frightened as the hand reaches towards her direction. The hand bypasses her and picks up the stereo remote under the bed. Loud music begins to penetrate the room and Lynx gets off the bed and heads towards the bedroom. This was her chance to escape. As Lynx goes into the bedroom, Raven crawls from underneath the bed and runs out the front door, crashing into Dave.
What are you doing here?
You said you'll only be a minute, and when I didn't see you come back, I was worried.
Oh, baby, here's your key back. I have to go.
Raven began jogging down the hall and stepped into the elevator. As the elevator door is shut, Dave calls out to Raven.
Mama, is Daddy gonna see you again?
Keep dreaming. I might be real.
The elevator door shuts and Dave reenacts his slapping motion to himself in front of condo 404. The front door opens and it's the handyman with a towel wrapped around his waist dripping wet.
Russell, what the hell are you doing in here? You're supposed to be checking out the showers, not taking them.
Russell looks down at his assy chest and begins picking the beaded up nap hairs with his finger.
Well, I had to personally test the chlorine levels of the water. I don't want to jeopardize the safety of our residents.
He takes his attention off his chest and looks up at Dave.
So what's your story, Disco Fever?
Raven brought me the photos of the blueprints, and it was clear that I had found my killer. Now see, this freaked me out. My ego wanted to seek revenge, but my gut told me not to. There's a time in every man's life where he comes to a crossroad, and I had come to it. This decision would affect me for the rest of my life. My personal reflection would not allow me to gain the full satisfaction of my discovery. What would I be doing if Kenya was still alive? Why do all the good people suffer while the corrupt succeed? Why in the fuck did she have to kill her? All these emotions ran through my head and I tried to sort through them, but the images of Kenya began to rush to my head. I started to feel sick and I needed to sit down. It was Sunday and I decided to develop a plan to catch that bitch. I wasn't sure what I was going to do to her. I'll make that decision when the time comes. I just knew I was going to get revenge. But there was a small glitch in my plans. My boy Darius just flew in from Virginia, and I had to entertain him and develop a plan to set up Lynx. So I picked up Darius from the airport and brought him to the crib.
Damn, you stay here?
Yes, son.
What are you doing? You been holding back.
Nah, fam, I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Don't bullshit me. I know that prison salary didn't pay for all this shit.
Shit, you damn skip.
So what are you doing?
He just looked at me with a sideways look, like I was full of shit. I didn't blame him. I was. Darius walked into the living room and saw 6 gorgeous women in their underwear eating and watching television.
I have died and went to heaven.
He extended his hand to Precious. She hesitated and looked up at me. I nodded and smiled. Darius looked back at me with a confused look on his face. Precious wiped the crumbs off her hand and shook Darius's hand. Darius went around the condo introducing himself to everyone with a smile from ear to ear. And then he saw Big Tony. And that smile quickly disappeared.
Damn, you a big boy.
Big Tony extended his hand to give Darius a handshake. But Darius closed up his hand and made a fist and gave Big Tony a pound.
I know better. I'm not gonna shake your hand. You a big old ox nigga. You ain't gonna crush my shit.
Tony just laughed and went back to watching television. After the intros were complete, Darius pulled me to the side.
Who you think you are, Flavor Flav?
I couldn't help myself. I had to laugh.
Nah, man, just run a little operation here and there, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean, all right. Why didn't you tell me that you was running hoes up in here, man?
Nigga, chill out, lower your voice, man. These ain't no hoes. These are ladies of leisure.
Whatever, man. You could run that game on them all you want, but you ain't running that same shit on me, man. How can I be down?
Hey, yo, we gonna talk about that later.
Come on, man. You gotta be straight up with me, man. If you don't want me in, just say so.
Hey, yo, fam, it ain't even like that.
Then what is it like?
Hey, yo, this is a low-key operation, and you ain't built for this type of business. You will blow all of my shit up by showing off and running your mouth all through the city. For success to last, sometimes you gotta be under the radar. There's too many haters out here.
Whatever, nigga. It sound like bullshit to me. You just like every other rich nigga that gets on. You get a little money, then you start turning your back on the people that supported you, man.
Nigga, stop trying to use that psychology shit on me, bruh, because it ain't gonna work.
Oh, man, I thought I'd try, man, you know.
You thought wrong.
Darius and I embraced as we headed back to the living room. I whispered to Darius,
by the way, don't say my real name in front of them girls. Just call me C.
Why is that?
Nigga, stop asking so many questions. You sound like a bitch. The C is short for coach.
Oh, I get it. Man, you're a funny boy. My main man Chris has his own starting lineup. Are you Phil Jackson or Pat Riley? You should be Phil because he has more rings. Shit, I just want to be their trainer so I can give them my personal workout plan, you know? Because I got stamina.
Darius started performing a humping motion as we entered the living room, so I popped him in his chest with my fist.
Nigga, calm down. Ladies, listen, I got good news. My homeboy Darius is visiting us, and we gonna be showing him a real good time tonight. So, all of you will be taking some time off. You'll only have to work a half a day. I want you to get ready because we're going out to the club.
One of the girls mumbled under her breath.
Again?
Hey, yo, who said that?
Raven looked at me and secretly pointed at Sexy.
Hey, yo, Sexy, what the fuck is wrong with you? You've been running your mouth a little too much lately, and you need to calm that shit down before I calm it for you.
Sexy was sitting on the couch with her head facing the ground.
Hey, yo, y'all all getting a little bit too spoiled, I see. Now, see, thanks to Sexy's mouth, no one got time off. It's a full fucking day. Hey, yo, Raven, you in charge. Hey, yo, Big Tony, get these bitches in line and call me if anything goes wrong. Hey, yo, D, let's bounce.
Darius looked at me like I was crazy. He had an expression of disbelief as we walked out the condo to the elevator.
Hey, man, what was that, man?
Hey, yo, what was what?
I never heard you go off like that before on anyone, man. You was flexing like a motherfucker. You normally cool with mild mannered. What happened to you, man?
I looked back at him and paused to gather my thoughts and regain my composure. I don't know.
Hey, yo, you know this society messed me up. You feel what I'm saying?
Nah.
Yeah, you do. You just don't recognize it. Being meek and showing kindness hasn't gotten me shit with. You gotta be ruthless and cold-hearted to make it out here.
Hotlanta.
The first place I took Darius was the Luxury Lounge on Cortland. This was an upscale restaurant in the downtown Atlanta area. They had speed dating and a fresh supply of gorgeous women. I knew Darius would love it. Plus, I wanted to get something to eat. You did? We walked in and sat at the bar. I saw my old roommate Alan behind the bar mixing up drinks. He came up to us and handed us the menus.
Yo, what's good, Chris? What you been up to?
Hey, yo, ain't nothing, fam. Just trying to maintain you.
Yeah, he's been maintaining all right.
Fuck you.
So, Chris, I heard you was balling out at the alumni party this year.
Hey, yo, who told you that?
You know I roll. I can't reveal my sources, fam.
Hey, yo, my dude, I was chilling. Somebody gassed your head up. Why wasn't you there anyway?
Man, I wanted to come, but, you know, I had to work a double here at the restaurant. Times are hard now.
Shit, I feel you. But, yo, real talk, I'm being rude. This my boy Darius. He's visiting from VA.
Nice to meet you. What can I get you to drink?
Hey, man, I have a French connection.
Chris, you want a Texas margarita, right?
You got it.
Hey, Chris, man, this is a nice spot, man. It's sexy.
Yeah, man, I like to come out here and zone out.
Man, you forgot the most important part.
What's that?
All of the honeys, man, they fine this motherfucker again, boy.
Yeah, you right, fam, but they looking for somebody to trick on them, you know what I mean?
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, keep on believing that. That's the mentality that keeps me in the business.
Damn, Chris, you determined to ruin my mood, man. Shit.
Nah, man, it ain't even like that. Some of the women out here be punking these fools. Every day I see more and more emasculated men. I don't know if it's a Georgia thing, but they got this hustle where they put a safety pin on their shirt with dollars attached to it, and guys come by and attach bucks to it. Yo, I had a woman come up here the other day telling me to put some money on her shirt because it was her B-Day. Like the fuck out of here. She must have had at least $200 on it.
Did you give her some money?
Hell nah. I took her money and ran the fuck off.
Oh no, man. You kidding, right?
Nah, I'm bullshitting, but that's the nature of our relationship. Men are paying for time with women just to fulfill their ego.
Man, I don't see that, man.
Of course you do. Just think about this for a minute. Guy buys a woman drinks at the bar, and if he's lucky, he get the phone on. How much would you say an average drink at the bar costs?
Shit, about $10.
Okay, so that means he gonna buy several, because some of these women become guzzlers when free drinks are being tossed their way, and you cool with that because you think you're gonna get a drunk and take her home for a little extracurricular activity, right?
Right, hell yeah.
Wrong. Her girlfriends that she comes to the club with are gonna mess that shit up and start hating. They give her that classic line.
We came here together, so we gonna leave together.
Yeah, man, I can't stand it when they do that. It's always the ugly friends that do that mess.
Okay, you didn't seal a deal that night, but you got the number. What's the next move?
You tell me, Goldie.
Okay, anyway, if you smart like myself, your first date will be at the Barnes & Noble. Why? Because it's free and you need to see where her head is at before you start spending money on it. You may not see her again after the first date. Why waste them funds?
Okay, man, I'm feeling that, man. I like where this shit going, man.
Man, of course. The sucker will take her out for a night on the town. And if she's a dime, he's really going to try to spend some bread because he's trying to impress her. But can he keep it up? Being fake is costly. She has now become accustomed to a certain level of treatment and expects it on a regular basis. After he's broken the bank and has shown that he might have a little guap, his chances of getting that booty has increased. Let's not be naive. That's what he's after in the first place, right?
Right.
After all the preliminaries have taken place and he has wined and dined her and taken out a second mortgage, he finally gets some pussy. Basically, he already paid for the pussy. Why not bypass all that nonsense and come straight to me? He would get instant gratification and wouldn't have to deal with burning a bunch of gas or playing all the mind games.
Man, that's a hell of a sale, man. You got me convinced, man. Do you take stimulus checks?
Shit, you crazy.
Hey, you over there with the pink shirt. I'm thirsty. Don't you want to buy a young, fine stallion like myself a drink?
Okay, sure. I'll buy you a drink. Bartender, can you please get this gentleman your rarest, your finest tap water on me?
Yeah, Alan and I busted out laughing. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, fuck y'all, man. Y'all niggas ain't funny. Stop laughing at me, man. I'm a real player. Just wait till we go to the strip club. I want to see a thunderclap. Chris, let's go.
Alright, let's go.
We pulled up to Sweet Potato Thighs, and the parking lot was packed. We went into the club, and dollar bills floated in the air while women danced in front of their clients. If you was a broke nigga and had nothing to lose, you could definitely come up in here. Dollar bills were all over the floor, and some of the patrons were picking up the money and re-throwing it like it was a competitive sport. In the midst of Fantasyland, the same crackhead that outran me after the robbery ran through the crowd and started throwing pennies on stage, hitting the strippers.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna get hell on them hoes.
Security immediately rushed out from their post and went after her. That crackhead was fast as fuck. She was jumping over couches, dodging under people, and made her way to the exit virtually untouched while scraping up dollars off the ground. Once she got inside, there was no catching her.
Y'all can't make it clap like me. Like I said last time, this pussy is good. I make it drip. I make it drop. Fuck the rain, bitch. You just gonna get a thunderstorm, ho. Hey. See, them bitches charge too much. I only charge half a cent. Nigga, cut that shit in half for all the pussy. And you can lick on one titty. Best shit you ever gonna have in your life, bitch. Ooh, I used to be a fine bitch. I'm still fine. I got patches in my head, though. Oh, shit, they coming. Wait, let me get... Ooh, $10. Crack for tomorrow, crack for the next, crack for life, bitch. Bitch, you ain't getting me, oh.
Hey, get your ass up out of here.
You can't catch a crackhead. Darius and I was rolling. Now that shit was funny as hell. Darius and I continued to get faded throughout the night, and the stripper stepped to me and asked me if I wanted to dance. She was fine as hell and I was about to decline, but she had these amusing light-up grills in her mouth that looked like police car lights. I handed her $10 and let her rob me as I gazed into her mouth with a drunken stare. I felt like a little kid with a new toy. Darius was right next to me watching these two girls make out. I turned my head to the left and I saw a girl that I had went to school with. She was a psychology major as well. Her name was Lauren. She was giving some nigga a lap dance. She looked up at me and our eyes caught. And she put her head down to embarrass me. Damn. After the DJ ended the song, she immediately got off her trick and took off to the back. The girl that was dancing on me turned around and asked me if I wanted another dance. I told her I was cool, but I was going to lace her with another $20 bill if she would go and get Lauren from in the back to come see me. She took the money and headed back to the dressing room.
Man, Chris, there's some badass honeys in here tonight, man. I'm hornier than a motherfucker. You think you can hook me up with one of your girls back home, man?
Yo, I got you, fam. I got you.
I felt the tap on my shoulder. It was Lauren.
Hey, yo, what's up? Why you run off?
You know why, Chris. I'm surprised I even came out here to talk to you.
Well, don't be ashamed. You're not the first girl I known to work in the strip club. Hey, this is my homeboy Darius.
He wasn't even paying attention. He was too busy entranced by an ass clapping in his face.
I see he's busy.
Yeah, I know. He a little freak motherfucker. Anyway, what you doing there?
It's the only decent paying job I could get. It's a recession, you know. I have to do what I have to do to pay these bills.
Damn, I know what you're talking about. This recession is fucking everybody up.
Please, I've been fucked up since 2005, way before the so-called recession hit. The only reason why the media is making a big deal out of it is because white people are finally feeling what we've been feeling for years.
Hey, yo, true that.
It looks like you're doing well, though.
Yeah, I am. But I should be the one with my head down.
Why?
Hey, I don't even want to talk about it. Here's my card. Give me a call sometime. Huh?
I just might have to do that. You have a good one.
My phone vibrates and I pick it up. It's Big Tony.
Hey, yo, Tony, what's good?
Ain't nothing, man. Raven told me to give you a call. She said it was highly important.
Hey, yo, put her on the phone.
Coach, this is Raven. I don't want to bother you, but we have an email from Lynx. She wanted some entertainment tonight.
Has anyone left over there yet?
No, I wanted to call you first.
Yeah, good girl, good girl. I knew you would turn out to be my ace. I'm on my way. No one goes over there until I get home.
Okay.
Hey, yo, put Big Tony back on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, yo, Big Tony, hold tight until I get there.
I got you, see.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna be up there in about 20 minutes.
I hated to do it, but I had to take Darius away from his wet dream fantasy.
Hey, yo, Darius, we gotta go. I got something I gotta take care of.
Cool, man. I'm tired of getting teased anyway. I'm trying to get home so you can watch me. You.
Alright, man.
I couldn't help but laugh. Darius was crazy. But on the real tip, I was definitely going to arrange some entertainment to keep him occupied. Because he really was not about to witness what was about to go down. So we get to my spot, and Juicy was waiting for us outside. Darius was completely wasted, and I instructed Juicy to escort Darius into the crib so he could satisfy his urges. I saw Big Tony in the corner, and he was ready to roll.
Hey, yo, Raven, Precious, Sexy, get your things, it's time to go.
They grabbed their things, and Big Tony drove us to the Noble condominiums. While we drove to the condos, I text Precious the plan and inform her that she has to tell all the other girls to comply with the regulations. I trusted Precious the most because she had been with me the longest out of all of the girls. She knew the type of results I expected. We reached the parking garage of the condos, and Big Tony and I chilled in the car while Raven, Sexy, and Precious headed to the lobby. And Lynx buzzed them in. It was no turning back now. The process had already been jumped off.
Damn. Yeah.
You like that, bitch?
Lynx yelled out while she was fucking Raven with a strap on. She slapped Raven on the ass and Raven yelled out a strong moan. Precious and Sexy were behind Lynx, kissing the back parts of her body while she thrust into Raven.
Yeah, bitch.
Damn, babies, I'm expecting one of y'all, but not all three of y'all bitches. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Lynx was a light-skinned, masculine maneuvering chick. Although she acted like a dude, she looked very much like a female. She was fine, and she could have been one of my girls. Her eyebrows were arched, and she had a short, faded haircut that showed off her waves. She was a big girl with 44 double E-size breasts that flapped wildly in her sports bra while she fucked Raven.
Yeah, bitch.
Shit.
Yeah, bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, bitch.
Bring it.
Yeah, bitch.
Yes. Shit.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Precious got up from behind her and headed to the kitchen. Precious opened up the fridge and pulled out a can of pineapple soda. This was perfect, she thought to herself. Precious opened up the bottle and threw a pill in it. The pill dissolved in a drink as she returned to the bedroom.
Here you go, baby.
Appreciate it, boo.
Lynx immediately gulped down the drink and lay on her back. As she lay back, Raven and Sexy pulled her breast from underneath her sports bra and began to suck them. Lynx began to moan with pleasure as Raven and Sexy gently sucked on her nipples and circled her areola with their tongues. Before Lynx knew it, the drug kicked in and she passed out. After the drugging, the girls gathered their things and went downstairs to fondle the concierge on duty.
Hey, Dave, you remember me?
Oh, yeah, Mama, I remember you.
I brought 2 friends along. Come here.
While this was happening, Big Tony and I headed up to Lynx's room and carried her big ass down the stairwell to the back exit. I text messaged the girls to let them know it was time to dip. They left Dave in the storage room with blue balls and took a taxi home. When Lynx woke up, she found herself tied up to a chair in an abandoned building. She was groggy and confused.
Hey, yo, knock, knock. Anybody home? Hey, yo, bitch, wake up.
She slowly gathered herself and confidently looked around as if she had been in this position before. She broke out of her daze and looked me in the eyes with fierce intensity. She gathered the blood from a busted mouth and spit it right in my face. This infuriated me, and I pulled out a jar of honey from my gym bag and poured it across her crotch.
You see, I heard that you like bitches to lick your clit, so I decided to bring another bitch to fulfill your fantasy.
I had Big Tony's pit bull Sophia with me, and I let her loose. She immediately ran between Lynx's legs and began licking out the honey from her crotch.
Nah, don't make a false move. We wouldn't want Sophia to bite your goodies off.
After that humiliating act, I pulled Sophia off of her. I then snatched my glass container filled with red fire ants and emptied it over her motherfucking head. The fire ants went to work on her face and body. Lynx began to rock violently back and forth to try to shake the ants off of her. Tears of pain rushed down her face and her cheeks began to swell.
Now look at her, bitch. I need to know why you killed Kenya. I don't give a fuck about no bank robbery. Answer me, bitch!
She just looked at me and smirked.
Oh, you think this is funny? We'll see how you like this then.
I pulled my dick out and urinated across her face. After I was finished, she just looked at me, licked her lips and blew me a kiss. I was perplexed. This bitch was pissing me off. So I pulled out my handgun and pointed it at her head.
You gonna say something or I'ma kill your motherfucking ass.
Fuck you and your bitch.
Fuck you too, bitch!
Consequences.
About 4 months had gone by since the execution, and I completely stopped doing business at the condos. Darius headed back to Virginia unaware of my actions. And the girls, they were terrified of me because of my irritability and my violent outbursts. Unfortunately, things got worse, and the police came knocking on my door. Hey, yo, it was the feds. I was shook up. Were they here for the robbery, or for the murder, or for both? I couldn't spend the rest of my life in the pen. Luckily, it so happens that they were investigating the governor of New York. I had previously used my services, and they wanted some information about him. Oh my gosh, I was relieved. I had dodged a major bullet. They assured me that I had nothing to worry about, and they were looking to nail the governor, not me. They assured me that I would be able to stay in business, unfazed, if I cooperated. I knew I didn't have much of a choice, so I sang. Unfortunately, I ain't recognized the power of the governor. He used his resources and political friends in the media to retaliate against me. Because of my statements to officials, he claimed that I was running an underage prostitution ring. Now that shit was totally false. This allegation struck a nerve in the national media, and I was put under investigation. The government charged me with working together with noble condominiums and sharing resources, making my actions a conspiracy under the RICO statute. And guess what their star witness was? Shit, you know it, Cliff. He told him everything. I knew I shouldn't have trusted his ass. Due to Cliff's testimony, I was sentenced to 10 years in the state prison with parole eligibility after 2 years. The bus ride to prison was a quiet one. Nobody said nothing. Some of the dudes in the bus were trying to look hard, but it was obvious to me that it was a front. I was nervous as hell, but I never showed it. I was fronting too. I just acted like this wasn't my first go-around. Black people have a history of passing, so I decided to be a chameleon. When we arrived at the prison, the guards stripped us of our clothes and conducted humiliating cavity searches. We had to squat and cough, lift up our ball sacks, and let other men examine us like we were some lab rats. There was a guy squatting next to me, and a balloon filled with crack fell out of his ass.
Oh yeah, we got one, boys.
Fuck, this excited them, and I was pissed. This just made the searches longer for the rest of us. After that was over, they issued us our clothes and proceeded to give us an interview of the prison rules and guidelines. I never thought I would end up in this situation. Who would have thought that 6 years of college would lead to me being incarcerated? This was a humbling experience. I went from telling my woman what to do to being told when to eat and sleep by a prison guard. This was the choice I made, and I had to live with it. The guards walked us through the prison, and, of course, the inmates were whistling and hollering at the fresh meat that was coming. I kept my composure, and I followed the guard to my cell. When I arrived, my cellmate was masturbating to a photo of Medea. This shit was crazy.
Hey, Rufus, man, put your fucking dick in your pants, you fucking moron.
Rufus turned around and immediately complied with the command. Rufus was a mammoth of a man. He was a white guy with a bald head and hands the size of a catcher's mitt. Now, he ain't look like he was all there. You could tell he was mentally challenged. I was hoping that I wasn't going to get any trouble from this dude. I walked in the cell and I heard the cell bars close behind me. Reality began to set in. I threw my things on the lower bunk bed and I sat down. Immediately, Rufus grabbed me and picked me up off the bed and tried to turn me around so he could force himself on me. He wrapped me in a bear hug from behind and pushed me against the wall. This definitely wasn't going down. I headbutted his ass from the back and stomped on his foot as hard as I could. He released his grip and staggered backwards in the daze. I turned around and kicked him in his nuts and leveled him with a punch to his motherfucking jaw. Rufus fell to his knees and he grimaced in pain.
Hey, yo, I ain't no fucking punk. If you looking for a butt buddy, look somewhere else, you fat motherfucker.
I was so fucking mad, I didn't know what to do. I turned to my left and looked outside of my cell. 3 guards were standing there laughing. Every night, for a week straight, I fought this 300-pound hog. The guy was retarded as hell. He wanted me to be his butt buddy, and that was not going to happen. The guards thought that this was a game. They knew what they was doing. They had a betting pool to see how long I would last in the cell with this fool. I guess they figured he would wear me down. I must admit, he did. I woke up each morning battered and bruised from the night before. I was lightheaded and I felt like I was suffering from a concussion. A week passed and they transferred me to another cell. I appreciated that shit until I saw my new cellmate's neo-Nazi books.
Oh, fuck, here we go again.
What's up, bruh? I'm Jay.
Hey, yo, my man, do I look like a fool to you? I see them fucking books over there.
What books?
The ones in the corner?
Yeah, I used to be a skinhead, but not anymore.
You must think I'm a fool. You wouldn't last a day in here if you disassociated yourself with your bald buddy.
I knew you were smart. I'll be straight with you. I don't like you or your kind. But I'm in a privileged position in the warden's office, and I'm looking to increase my flexibility around here.
Yeah, what are you trying to tell me?
Well, I read your file, and I noticed you had a master's degree in education.
Yeah, so what?
Well, If you want to make a decent time around here during your extended stay here, I suggest that you consider teaching the GED program.
Yo, now why would you want me to do that? At least 80% of the people in here are black, so you telling me that you want me to educate the people you hate?
It's part of my rehabilitation program. After playing the role, you know what role I'm talking about, right? Where if the program goes good, I look good. I could possibly get out this dump sooner if these coons would figure out how to spell.
Hey, yo, you need to watch your fucking mouth.
No, you need to watch your ass. Do you think your stay with Rufus was random? I organized that little rendezvous. Rufus hasn't had a cellmate in 2 years because of his strong sexual appetite. He likes men. As a matter of fact, he's in here for raping men, especially black ones, with fat asses. Shit! It would be in your best interest to educate these fucking goons anyway.
Hey, yo, what did you just say?
Oh, the goons piss you off? Y'all adopted nigger so well you use it on a regular basis. Maybe I'm responsible for a new trend.
Hey, yo, look here, you pasty cracker. You keep talking that shit and I'm gonna put your teeth in the back of your fucking throat.
No. I don't think so, bro. You see that guard outside?
Yeah, I see him.
He's either gonna escort you to a private cell for yourself or find another shit pusher to finish the job. You didn't know I had rank around here, did you? FYI, the warden is my cousin. Y'all still haven't learned how to play the game. Thought you would have learned from Obama. It's politics, baby. So what's it gonna be? I don't have all day. I have a date with my hand in 30 seconds.
Alright, man, yo, I'm gonna do it, man.
Good boy. I knew you had some sense. Now pass me that lotion and get the fuck out!
I was silent. I couldn't say anything. Jake grabbed his porn magazine and hopped on the bottom bunk. You see, those experiences led me to where I am today. Here I am, in my new cell, looking like I'm a part of the Taliban with a pillowcase around my face, and this fool next door is still throwing shit in my vent. Yo, I'm definitely gonna make some wiser decisions. I'm gonna politic my way out of this joint. It don't matter what it takes. I grabbed some toilet paper and wetted it in the sink. Then I matted it together real thick and covered up my vent, blocking the fumes. You know, it's funny how life works out. It's even funnier how God places you in familiar positions to see if you have learned from your previous mistakes. Refused to play the politics game when I worked in the prison. Now I was forced with that same crossroad as an inmate. This time I will play the game, and I'm going to play it well. Some time had passed and I began teaching the GED class. It was a phenomenal success. Jake looked good to the warden, and the warden impressed the governor. Over the next 2 years, our team graduated over 200 inmates. I developed a good rapport around the classroom and taught my fellow inmates skills that they could apply within and outside of prison. I adopted the learning strategies and only focused on the things that the inmates needed to know to graduate. I didn't waste time focusing on memorizing dates and other bullshit that they would never use. My lessons were based on fundamental tools that they would use every day. Mathematics, speech, writing, reading, problem resolution, and networking with a focus. I even had them read the 48 Laws of Power so they would be comfortable adjusting to political climates. I gained a significant amount of respect due to my involvement with the barber school program. Before I had arrived to the facility, brothers' handlines were pushed back and the fades and tapers were all messed up. I came in that mug and shut that mug down. I ended up earning my barber license in prison. Don't get it twisted though, there was nothing cool or glamorous about prison. The place was dirty, physically and spiritually. It bothered me to see a man braid another man's hair. Inmates were getting set up, hooked on drugs and raped. Assaults were the norm. Sometimes the guards would let the fights play out just to fulfill their gambling habits. I was on the yard the other day and someone dropped a 45-pound plate on another inmate's face while he was bench pressing. Yo, that shit nearly killed him. Last I heard, he was on life support. Another guy was in the laundry room and got whipped with a combination lock that was attached to a belt. His nose and jaw was broken and he had to get his face reconstructed. It was comforting to know that I would be taken care of if I ever got fucked up. After I get released, if I ever need major surgery, I'm going right back to prison. At least they had free health care. I happen to be fortunate. My time was occupied with lesson plans and haircuts. My political ties also protected me from harm. I was one of the few inmates with diversified alliances. At the same time, I was accused of being the warden's house nigga. The black inmates noticed that I withheld my assertiveness when the warden interacted with me. He was an arrogant son of a bitch. I had to be passive and pretend that I was inferior for him to be comfortable around me. It didn't matter what other people said or thought. Listening to them would keep me in prison for the full 10 years or even longer. It was election time, and I was going to politic my way out of prison. After a couple of years of paying my debt to society, I was scheduled to have a parole hearing the following week. I had petitioned the warden to write a letter of recommendation to the parole board for my early release. He agreed to write the letter on my behalf. He was retiring that year, and I had served my purpose. The governor was impressed with the warden's so-called work. The warden would look even better if the program crumbled after he retired. It was in his best interest to write the letter for my early release. It was politics as usual. I was ecstatic about my situation, and I was ready to begin a new life. I was going to change everything and pursue a life of community service. I had mapped out my plans and started researching avenues to make this dream a reality. But those dreams came to an abrupt halt after I ran into a ghost in the visitation room.
Karma.
I had arrived into the visitation room, and Link's eyes were pinpointed right at me. I couldn't believe this. I thought she was dead. This was crazy. She was visiting another inmate and whispered something into his ear while her eyes were locked on me. Immediately after she finished her words, she got up and left. She was like a snake waiting to strike. She didn't make a scene and she kept it cool. This bothered me. Now Stacy, the girl that I had hid in the pantry, was in the visitation room waiting on me. We had kept in contact while I was on lockdown. She could see the disturbed look on my face.
Chris, what's wrong with you?
Yo, a whole lot. Yo, I just saw links in here.
You're just seeing things. I thought she was dead.
Nah, B. You saw that girl with the fade?
Yeah, I saw her.
That was her.
Are you sure?
Yo, I'm dead ass serious. You think I'm crazy?
No, but I mean, you have been stressed lately. What are you gonna do about it?
Yo, I don't even know yet, yo. I'm just gonna have to stay on my guard and try to get some people to watch my back. Yo, I don't know how she survived that shit.
Okay, listen, let's not concentrate on that right now. You know these visits are limited, so let's talk about us.
Hey, yo, Ma, there ain't gonna be no us if I don't get out of here alive. As a matter of fact, there wasn't an us when I was on the outside, so what makes you think we're gonna be together when I get out?
So those letters, they ain't mean shit to you?
Nah, I ain't saying they ain't mean nothing, but Ma, I'm not even in love with you because you stayed in touch. A lot of people stayed in touch with me anyway.
Oh yeah, like who?
Big Tony took over my business after the trial, and he used to keep in contact with me on a regular basis. He's been having trouble with some of the girls and been writing me, asking for advice. Now he pissed at me because I refuse to help him enslave women and shit. He says I'm a hypocrite and he gonna stop writing me.
Don't worry about him. You haven't even known him that long. It's not like he's family.
Shit, I'm glad you said that. It wasn't until after a year in this joint that I started getting letters from my fucking father. I pretty much embarrassed him because the case was being shown throughout the media. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, he's a teacher. Could you imagine the embarrassment that he went through? I'm surprised he ain't lose his job over me.
Calm down, babe. You just have to learn from your mistakes and move forward. You know, I have your back no matter what. I know I'm not Kenyan, but I want to be the woman in your corner.
Yo, listen, I appreciate that, but my mind is not focused on love right now. I plan on getting out of here, and I don't think Lynx is gonna make it easy for me.
Well, if you need anything, and I mean it, Chris, anything at all, just let me know.
Yeah, yo, I gotta go. I appreciate your visit. We both got up from the visitation table and gave each other hugs. She tried to give me a kiss, but I turned my face the other way. This girl didn't know what was at stake. I couldn't be focused on falling in love. That shit would get me killed. I couldn't let my guard down. I knew it was a matter of time before some fool would be trying to stick a shank in my back. The guard escorted me to the chow hall to eat lunch. I sat down with the rest of the inmates to eat my daily dose of constipation souffle. All of a sudden, the guy next to me gets stabbed in his neck and blood sprays all over me. I get up and turn around, and there's a crowd of people yelling and fighting around me. Trays are being thrown, food is being thrown, and fists are everywhere. I try to find my way through all of this nonsense and look for the guy that was in the visitation room with Lynx. I didn't even see him, but I stayed on guard, and I was waiting for somebody to approach me. I looked to my right, and Rufus had gotten a hold of someone and was wearing his ass out in the corner. Shots rang out and everybody ducked down. Tear gas began to fill the room, and the riot team ran in the chow hall to regain order. The guards saw the blood on me and immediately bum rushed me and put me in cuffs. I was dragged into solitary confinement, and I realized this wasn't a coincidence. Lynx was definitely trying to send me a message. 2 hours later, the investigating officer came by and informed me that the murder weapon was found in my cell.
So, why did you do it?
Yo, don't even come at me like that, man. You know I didn't kill nobody.
Witness statement said that you did it.
And that alone should tell you that I didn't do anything. You got them witness statements is too fast. And then tell me, since when the inmate's happy to cooperate with an investigation? Plus, how could I murder someone and then run up to my room and plant the weapon within 5 minutes? Yo, that shit is crazy. Use your common sense.
Hey, I'm just following protocol.
Yeah, well, if you following protocol, you will know just as well as I do that I got haters all up in here. My nose been clean ever since I got in here, and all of a sudden, when my parole hearing comes up, this shit gonna happen?
Well, the warden would like to speak to you about the altercation.
Hey, yo, altercation? There wasn't no fucking altercation. An inmate got stabbed right next to me while I was eating my lunch, and that's all that happened.
Calm down. If that's what you say is true, you don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, fuck out of here.
The timing was all fucked up. My parole hearing was next week, and I couldn't deal with doing the full 10 years. In addition, I wasn't prepared to take extra charges for a murder that I didn't commit. But all of the evidence was pointing at me. I had the blood on my clothes and the murder weapon in my cell. It was a fucking setup.
Now I'm gonna need you to take off your shirt so I can clean you up.
The nurse came by and cleaned the blood off of my face and gave me a new shirt to wear. It could at least let me take a shower. That fool might have had AIDS or something, or hepatitis. So then the warden comes by the cell.
Chris, seemed to me that you're in a bit of a pickle, man.
Yeah, man, I know. But you know I didn't kill nobody, right?
Yeah, I know. I've been in this business long enough to know what really happened. You're lucky to have friends in high places, you know.
Man, tell me about it.
It's a good thing you put in all of that hard work with that GED program. Your ass could have been grass.
Man, I definitely thought I was about to be pushing up daisies.
You know, most inmates are not smart like you, Chris. They build up the wrong alliances and become victims of them. Some of them are jealous of your position, man. They envy you and they hate you at the same time.
Yeah, I know that, so what should I do?
You know, you're not gonna like this, Chris, man. Not at all. But if I were you, I would stay in confinement until a parole hearing. Or you could retaliate and make things interesting. It's on you, man.
Well, man, none of that sounds good to me, man. All I know is that I need to be out of this pen, and I'm willing to sacrifice any bit of freedom to be a free man.
Sounds like a good plan.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, Warden, hey, listen, before you leave, can I please have some of that good reading material, man? I just need to keep my mind occupied.
I think I can make that happen. Will do.
For a week straight, I rotted in confinement. The warden never sent me the books I requested. I guess he was trying to send me a message. I spent most of my time daydreaming, doing push-ups, and masturbating. I never had such an appreciation for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It gave me something to look forward to throughout my day. My mind was gone, and I couldn't wait for the guard to bring my tray. I played with my food and talked to it like it was my companion. The week had finally come to an end, and I met with the parole board. I was nervous, ashamed, and excited at the same time. They asked me a couple of questions about my rehabilitation and what plans I had. If I was to get out, I told them that I was going to open a barbershop since I had gained my license in prison.
Well, where would you get the money to open it, Mr. Powell?
I will borrow it from my father. He is fully aware of my plans, and he will fully support my startup cost.
I fed them a bunch of bullshit. My dad didn't have the money to support a startup business. My father was a teacher. He didn't make enough money for that. I was going to start that barbershop with that escort money I had stashed away. I just told them what they wanted to hear. The board was also impressed by the letter that the warden wrote on my behalf.
In addition, they felt comfortable letting me free because I was college educated. So, to make a long story short, my parole was granted. I wasn't released right away though. I had to wait a month to be cleared. I was transferred from solitary unit to the protective custody section of the prison. I was allowed my reading privileges again, so I decided to study business books so I could begin the process of opening my own barbershop. Life after prison was good. My money was waiting on me when I got out. It was still stashed away in the books that I kept in storage. I eventually started my barbershop, and business was booming. I mentored my up-and-coming barbers and taught them the trade. I gave free haircuts to kids in the community. In addition, I established a real scholarship fund for students who wanted to attend historically black colleges and universities. The bad part about parole was that I had to report to my parole officer every week. This got old real quick. It was like a child checking in with my parent when the street lights came on. It was just one of the prices that I had to pay, and I just had to live with it. It was Friday night, and the barbershop was busy from the weekend crowd. The shop was so congested that none of the barbers could break away to go take a lunch. So I made a trip to Chicken and Waffles to pick up a to-go order for my barbers. I get the food from the restaurant and walk back to my car. All of a sudden, a car backfires and scares the hell out of me. Then it backfires again. I grab the keys out of my pocket to open my car door, and the keys are covered in blood. The pain sinks in, and I finally realize that I've been shot. I turn around, and this Link standing there with a gun drawn on me. I didn't say anything. I dropped the food and I raised my hands. She shot me in the shoulder and knocked me to the ground. I was a fool to believe that she would forget about me. She walked over to me and stood over me with her gun pointed at my head. I closed my eyes. It wasn't until then that I realized that one of the biggest lessons in life is karma, 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 karma. I opened my eyes. I was still alive. Lynx was crumpled over my truck with a smoking bullet hole in her temple. Stacy stood behind Lynx with a crazy-looking grin on her face, gun still aimed at Lynx. After a moment of silence, she uttered,
"See, I told you I had your back.